Good evening, Dude79 here. Just doing a quick mic check. Want to make sure the audio sounds good. Probably doesn't. Probably sounds like shit because for whatever reason, nothing wants to work. Hopefully this sounds all right.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. Does it sound good?
Probably not.
Probably
it's you talking, so I mean, it's wow. Thanks, Trick. Appreciate it. We'll be live in just a minute, you guys. Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble, super duper amateur version. No idea if the audio is working good. No idea if the camera's... Well, I mean, I look good, so the camera's clearly working well. I don't know, man. Maybe my computer will just shut off somewhere at the beginning here. Just crash completely. The internet will probably go down. Lights will go out. Right. I'll shit my pants, you know, or all of the above. Or he'll just give you a deep look at his, his Saturday nights right there. Late Saturday nights.
Want to see what I do on Saturday night?
No, not really. Not at all. Tell me what's going on, man.
Not a whole lot, man. There's a lot going on, but it's just that's the way things roll sometimes.
That is the way the cookie crumbles, I believe is the saying.
Right.
Yeah, man. It has been a jarring week.
Yeah, I know.
After 928 days of working from home, I returned to the office this week. Much to my chagrin, did not want to go back. Not happy to be back. I already feel like I'm getting sick from just being around other people. Maybe I'm just an antisocial prick. I don't even know. But yeah, man, not Trick knows. The return was terrible. It is still terrible. But, you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. I mean, probably doesn't help that you're into, like, licking door handles and shit either, but...
I mean, that is a problem. It's a thing. It's okay. It's, everyone's got their thing, and I don't want to, discriminate or judge anybody for what their thing is. And if mine is cleaning off doorknobs, then, that's my thing.
Fair.
And especially, if it's like potluck day, and everyone's going to the bathroom and watch, the handle's got all like
beef stew.
Yeah, and I get a little bit of wings on this one, a little bit of buffalo dip on the other one. So
it's fucking gross.
It's good, man. It's like a guessing game. You go and lick, what was that?
It's like when you're going to the buffet, you're like, do I really need to section everything off or just pile it on?
The one thing that I hate is when I go and lick it, I can immediately I'll be like, Trick was scratching his ass again.
Yeah, it's
like,
Trick's
dude,
ass.
That's so nasty.
There's one flavor more than any.
The elevator rides are fucking awful. That's the only, and I repeat, the only.
Does he got to do the elevator?
He has to take the elevator. I am on the first floor, so I can just walk right in, go right to my desk, and be miserable for 8 hours. He has to go fuck around in the elevators, which are archaic. They're like old school archaic elevators.
I'm familiar.
And he is just mashed in there with...
Now, do you guys got to do any social distancing or any masks or anything? Are they worried about any of that stuff?
I don't know, Trick. Is there really anything in place? Or, I mean, I feel like this has just been... I mean, obviously, we're not going to say where we work and anything like that. But, yeah, it just feels like this is just a shotgun start. Like, just boom, and just go. Oh, yes, there is. It's cool. They aren't pushing it. I mean, there's people. I mean, for the most part, I will say this. Everyone's kind of like, fuck away from me. He talks about the elevators. The elevators just suck in general. But there's been multiple times where I get into an elevator or somebody else gets in the elevator. I'm just like, wait. No, wait. I'm good.
So Trick missed his 45-minute drive.
yeah, man. He really misses that drive. It really sucks for him because he's got shit that he has to do after work. Like he's coaching and stuff like that. And that's stuff that when you're working from home,
yeah, you can just jump in,
hop in the car and go do your thing. Now he's gonna drive all the way back home, and then run around everywhere.
Stop being active with your kids, dude. It's on you.
Yeah, stop being a good dad.
Yeah, what is that shit?
Just be a piece of shit.
Just give him a couple bottles of liquor and say, "Good luck with the school, you kid."
That's really
best
all
way to
you
do
should
it.
be doing. Well, I don't know why you're putting all this effort into being a dad.
Right.
It's just kind of a weird thing. No, man, it's just been jarring. It's just one of those things where you just can't quite get used to it yet. You're just like, fuck. So many habits. I had to start showering in the morning.
Yeah, that's you definitely smell better.
Putting on pants. All this shit just sucks. I just don't want to do any of this stuff. And even habits while I'm working. I can't just fart out loud in my chair anymore. There's people who hear that stuff.
Whatever.
I can't have Pornhub up on my laptop. There's a lot of. It's quite an adjustment.
First of all, 7 Dungeon, you're the last person that should be telling anybody about letting anything rip out of their ass. Secondly, Trick, just FYI, one word for you: embezzlement. Uno word.
There's a lot of things you can do with that school money if you're smart.
B&B, like that money.
Just be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
That's
man,
all you gotta do. Think like a piece of shit, and you'll be a piece of shit.
Guess why?
Speaking of pieces of shit, our class president, who will remain nameless.
Why? Just fucking throw it out there.
Can't do that.
I can. What's his name?
He or she. We had our funds set up for when we did like our 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary.
Oh, I'm excited already about this.
And it turns out cocaine was pricey shortly before our 10-year anniversary, and he took all the money and just spent it. Took off with our class funds. So instead of having a nice, big, cool 10-year anniversary, we went to Shooters and rented the smallest little area of tables and just got a keg and just got shit-faced. It was the most just like, yeah, this is who we are. As opposed to a nice big dinner and nice venue to go to. The dude took all of our money.
Do you know how much money was in there?
I don't. I know it was over $1,000.
Okay.
It was over $1,000. But yeah, our class president who had access to that stuff, because he was monitoring it or whatever, just went
monitoring up his nose.
Yeah, up his nose. And I haven't seen him since we graduated. So, but I mean, it's weird because he was a smart kid. He was like really kind of a nerd. He was kind of like what you would expect. Like I wouldn't expect him to go off the rails, or maybe on the rails, or something with rails.
Toot toot.
But yeah, hot mess. It was pretty crazy, dude.
Interesting.
Trick says, I'm trying to get the head coach position for the boys team too. It's a paid position. Man, you're an animal. This guy he's just always doing stuff, man.
You better be finding some other remote work.
The nerds tend to go off the rails. This guy did for sure.
I've found that the ones you thought were going to be the great ones, like the ones that were like the presidents and this, all the ones that you're like, well, I'm not going to amount to shit because this person's so great. And I've seen some things over the last few years to say that some of that stuff didn't turn out really well either, though. So I guess I'm not doing too bad at the end of the day. But who knows? No one knows where our class president is. Didn't do anything this year for my 20th. Yeah, I mean, I come from a small school, bro. Like, I had 28 people in my graduating class. I'd say at least half of them still live around the high school. Their kids go there, and some of them still hang out on the weekends. So talk about peaking in high school. There's a perfect example of it. Hi on Facebook if you can see me.
Wow, we were.
Yeah.
I had 7 in my graduating class. Wow.
Yeah, parochial
school. Was it Amish school? Or?
You had parochial school in the Bible Belt, so in Indiana. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
It's pretty cool. I think they used to wake up in the morning wearing those I don't know,
garbs or whatever they are.
Yeah, I don't got nothing. I don't want.
We had over 400, largest class ever to graduate at the time. God dang, dude. I don't even know what I had. I think it was like 150, maybe.
Right. Well,
maybe.
Still, that was like most of my high school.
That's wild. 400. It's a lot of people you don't give a shit about. Those and so when you get 400 friends requests on Facebook, are you just like, oh fuck, we didn't talk. I didn't know who you were.
400?
I'm just saying him. Like if he has 400 people in his class, he probably gets all these friends requests on Facebook. I'd be like, stop fucking messaging me.
Oh right, yeah. No.
I have an ex who made amazing grades, went to SASA, all that, works at Hot Topic now. I think she recently moved out of her parents' house. Man, but see, you know what? If I could just go home and live with my dad for a minute, I'd be cool with that. I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't last a month, but man, just to just not do anything with my life for like a month, be awesome. If I can win the lotto tonight, I can tell you I'm doing nothing with my life going forward.
Right, I'm borrowing money ASAP.
I will give you $20, my friend.
Sweet.
Interest free too.
Sweet. That's
no payment back either.
It's not really enough for a full 8-ball, but it'll do.
Hey man, beggars can't be choosers.
That's right.
It's the thought that counts. My graduating class was over 400, I think. Shout out class of 2018. Crash. Had his first
congratulations today. Yeah. 66 out of 70. Was that was?
Yeah, not bad.
He'd grown up so fast.
Only 98%, not the 100% I always get.
Right. But. Well, yeah, but you're the hard to please dad. Only when it comes to grades.
You're not going out this week and you're fucking grounded, dude.
Right. No, good job, buddy. Keep it up.
Nope, that is really, really good. Just a quick question, guys. Guys and girls that are watching right now, how does the audio sound? Does it sound okay?
Does the audio sound better than it did last week at the very least?
Does Tony need to deep throat his mic? Oh, look, I'm tricky. Oh, just kidding. Sounds good. Trick says sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Trick's
I got pizza and comics to celebrate.
There you go.
That's a nice celebration right there.
That's a good celebration.
That's a really good celebration. Pizza and comics.
Target, I don't know.
Dude, I went to Little Caesars tonight.
Yeah, Little Caesars awesome.
They're doing better. They had this world's fanciest pizza, the fanciest pepperoni.
With the
little cup, the little pepperoni cups.
Good, was it?
It was really
Everybody's
good.
ranted about it. I haven't had it yet.
And they have a sweet deal right now. And I wish we were plugging for them because that means we'd be getting paid.
Pizza.
But I went in there. I was like, I'm going to order the pizza and order a crazy bread. And that would have been like $15, and I was like, oh, okay. But then they had this deal where you get the pizza, the breadsticks, and a 2-liter for $13.50. It's $1.50 less. I was like,
okay.
Really
here's
good.
the question: which one do you go to? Can I ask that? This is an important question.
I think you should ask.
Which one do you go to?
Oh, I go to the one on Center. That's right by Center and State.
See, that's controversial. I stopped going there years ago.
Oh, really? I will say the first time I ordered that World's Fanciest from there, I almost never went there again. They fucked it up. I was like, this does not look like what I was supposed to get.
You need to drive the extra mile and go to the one right there on fucking right between Davenport and right next to the BP. It's literally an extra mile and a half down, but it's way more consistent because they're busy.
Down there?
No, the Domino's is farther down. But this,
I know what you're talking about. When you're talking about
this
coming
Caesar,
back
right, Mackinac, that's the one you need to go to because it's still got the big pizza guy at the top.
Yeah.
Because they're busy enough, so the everything's rotating a little bit faster. That one that you're going to here, that's back in that corner, I've seen, I just had to stop going there because it was shit.
Really?
The one I go to, luckily nearest me, is because they're so busy.
Always the freshest shit ready.
You can order hot and ready there and not even consider twice about you getting a piece of shit. It's amazing. The food's awesome there. But
I have been really impressed with Little Caesars because for the longest time, I would trash that shit.
Dude, you got to get the 3-meat treat. That $10
I like
beauty.
don't get me wrong. I like the 3-meat treat,
God.
but that Fancy's pizza right now is the go-to. It's got that deep crust on the back, so it's got the burnt edges with the cheese on the back.
Bro, yeah. I
good.
love their deep dish.
Fuck Happy's Tricky. Come on, dude.
I like Happy's food, not their pizza's okay, but I get their catfish and their other food, the rib tip meal, man. $25 for a pound of rib tips and fries you can split with somebody. Awesome. I go to the one on Granger there. Granger, mortally, the one right inside the city as you turn to go out towards Holland. That's mine. But the one on Mackinac and Davenport right there is another good one as well too. So Bay Road's pretty busy too. It's not too bad.
Jay Hill's on YouTube now. He's bouncing around. Crazy Beard is amazing.
I don't even know what that means, little kid, but you're special.
Who's Crazy Beard? Is that him or is that me?
Yeah, what's up?
I want to steal that Little Caesar statue.
Should. We could all be so fortunate to have the Illich family owning sports teams in the state. That's not the Ford family.
Yeah, the Illiches, man, they take good care of their for the longest time, man. If they had that stretch with the Wings and even the Tigers where they were relevant, and Mike Illich just wanted a championship, man. He wanted a championship for the people because he really gave a shit. So Crazy bread from Little Caesars is amazing. Yes.
Yeah, huge fan. huge fan. That's the sole reason to get. That's like the first thing you get, and then everything else is like the side.
I'm
that
the
crazy bread.
fattest piece of shit when I get those because I'll make sure I get the last piece.
Yeah.
And then I open up the wrapper that it's all in and just scoop up all that Parmesan and all that butter.
Wow.
Just so it's like that one special piece that has it's loaded, and you're just like, I don't even have to dip it in sauce. You're just like, no, I want all that flavor.
Well, there's not a lot you can say that I think that's good. I'm not a Papa John's guy by any nature. However, I do like the garlic buttercups. I'm a big fan of those.
Oh yeah, their dipping sauce. Yeah. I can't
redeemable.
get into their pizza, man. I don't know what it is about their pizza. I get heartburn horribly.
The only thing there's two pizzas I like there, and one of them is just their standard pepperoni pizza.
Don't you like, what's the other one? Like the Philly? Or no, wait, what's the?
Their meatball. Or no, they're Italian. It's got the salami on it and shit. Fuck.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's really good. All right, yeah. So now I'm hungry out of nowhere. So
I have 2 more pieces of that fancy pepperoni one upstairs right now. So I'm gonna mash that after. You know what I should do? I should just bring that down here and eat that while we do this show.
No.
So you guys can see the pepperoni.
Domino's Philly is amazeball. You know, for not really being a Domino's guy, that just goes right in the trash.
Domino's Philly, he's right.
Yeah,
the Phillies are good.
I gotta agree that the Philly is pretty fucking good. Yeah.
Their Philly is really good. I love Little Caesars, but Jake doesn't. It's heartbreaking. I mean, look, man, for the longest time, Little Caesars, they earned that reputation of being cardboard pizza. Because for a while, man, even the hot and readies were just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then once they started doing it, the extra most bestest, I was like, oh, this one's actually really good.
Yeah.
And then you got this fanciest one, the fancy pepperoni one. It is really, really good.
I always say if you're just going in and getting hot and readies, you're definitely gambling. But if you actually order the pizza there, you get more cheese, you get more toppings, and it's a better quality. You get what Little Caesars can really do. I mean, if you're paying cheap, you're gonna get cheap. That's just the reality of it. So, yeah.
I do like their veggies. I got a Supreme from Little Caesars, and it was really good.
Yeah,
like really good veggies on it. So I was like, I could have, like, for the longest time, man. Seriously, I had written off Little Caesars because like the last time I really enjoyed Little Caesars was back in the day, like in 4th grade. My parents would bring one home, and it was that double decker, and you had the paper rip open, dude. But their ingredients then were so much better.
They were.
The cheese, everything. It was like this thick, like mozzarella cheese. Like it was really like caked on good, and that crust was like crusty mozzarella around the side.
Burny on the ends, yeah.
Yes.
And I still do think that their cheese is still one of the better ones out there for commercial because I don't think it's just straight mozzarella. I think they throw something else in there, whether it's like some form like ricotta, like I don't know what it is, but I think they throw some other cheese in there as well too.
Am I watching the Food Network? What's happening, Josh? You're watching 2 fat guys talk about food.
Pizza.
We talk about when you throw a topic out there like pizza or tacos or Phillies or Arby's,
dude.
Give me nonstop.
Those tacos I had this last weekend, I should have got some pictures for those.
Were so good.
Dude, I had a shrimp taco that was fucking to die for, and it had like this really good sweet there was sweet corn in it. There was coleslaw and this like sweet jalapeno sauce with it. But the ones I had the night before as well were jerk, like Caribbean jerk chicken with guacamole, mango, and like this other like sweet like jalapeno-y sauce or whatever. Holy shit,
that's fucking sexy.
Yeah, that was flavors that I just didn't even think I needed. So yeah, so hey, yeah, what up?
Never got a pizza from Tony's J Hill, but the one on State has the best nachos. I still want to order that pizza from, I think it was Crash that showed the picture.
Said the one on State Street
and Tony's. Yeah,
has to talk about
pizza.
That for Wednesday night.
You know, we should do that. We should get one of those pizzas, have it right here, and just mash it.
Yeah, and then shit your pants. Sweet.
Dude, that's something I'm totally okay with. That is worth it. I don't care if I'm driving. I mean, I go to Genji's every Christmas with the family, and I'll shit my pants on the way home if I'm not careful. Like, if I hit 1 or 2 bumps, it doesn't matter if it's 0 degrees outside. I have to roll down a window because I am sweating because I'm like, I'm not going to make it home.
Why don't you just wear the fucking diapers, dude, and say fuck it?
What comes out of me, diapers ain't going to stop that.
That's fair. I've actually heard that.
Man, yeah, it's not going to help at all.
That's what a lot of people say, Mortally. I'm a big fan of the Gratiot one, which is very controversial for people that lived here their entire life. I do like the one on Fashion Square Boulevard, but I've had a couple stop-ins there recently, and it's been all right, pretty mid. But I've been to the State one once, so I think I need to give that a fair shot as well too. Crash
and Mortally will be the 3 amigos, and we'll die on that hill. We will protect the State Street Tonys at all costs.
All costs. A lot of people say.
It's the best, man. Their steak sandwiches. I love calling there once in a while for breakfast, and I'll be like, I need pancakes for the kids. My wife would like a Western omelet, and I'll take a steak sandwich. And I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, steak sandwich for breakfast. And then a side of corned beef hash.
Fuck you, Seven Dungeons. When he comes up, we go to the Gratiot one, and he does a bit. We're like, he wants decaf. He freaked out the waitress last time because she was starting to pour. He's like, oh, you want a decaf? She's like, oh, she almost burned me and shit. Like, dude, chill out, dude. Chill out. Yeah, Tony's is amazing. Like, no matter where you fall on what hill, because I feel like it's one of those things where, like, your location just means something more to you. Like, I mean, the St. Charles one, I grew up also eating as well, too. But, yeah, I'm not crying over it either. But, I just think just generally, like, no matter what is better, Tony's as a whole, as a diner, is very iconic to this area, and I'm just also a super fan. Like, I love Tony's, man. There's something about a steak sandwich, so...
I made the huge mistake of not getting a steak sandwich when I was back in Michigan. Rookie move. That's beyond rookie,
you can
dude.
stay down
That's
south
beyond
then.
rookie
bro.
move, dude.
Yeah.
You were here for like a fucking month.
Yeah, and we never saw you either.
That's well, to be fair, we didn't do the B&B party like we were supposed to. I was supposed to host something.
That's on you then.
It is on me.
That's right, Ant House.
Most convincing pizza sponsored stream ever. What's up, Ant House? Hey, y'all, make sure you check out Ant House Beats on Spotify or wherever you listen to dope-ass music. He just released a track recently.
Yeah, he did a remix of Ken's theme from Street Fighter, though Ryu is better. He did release that, so get over there to YouTube sometime. Check him out. Give that some love. He's got a lot of hits on that. Let's keep racking that number up. So
yeah, he's fucking amazing. He just had over 1,000 views on that video. I mean, that's really awesome. People love his stuff. So looking out up. No, yeah, check it out, Oz. I think you'll dig it. I think you'll dig it. And Tony's is amazing. Okay, we've got a lot to discuss today, but a couple things. Obviously, it's October.
It is October.
Spooky season. And obviously, even though Tricky's back in the office with I am, he's still running Tricky's Theater at night.
He sure is.
And it's Halloween. It's October. It's scary season. So Tricky has the Fright Fest Marathon going on right now. Now, I'm curious because he still has movies on Wednesday nights. And let's see, we've got Critters, Saw, Shocker, and Trick or Treat. Now, I take that as offensive because I look at all those, I'd be like, dude, I'm watching that instead of these fucking idiots. If he was running Critters right now, you'd be doing a solo show. I'd be like, fuck, I'm going to watch Critters.
Yeah, I'm also a big Saw fan, too.
I mean, seriously,
OG
Shocker
Saw.
and Trick or Treat, how do you not watch those?
If you're not in the Discord and you want to take part in that, why don't you join the Discord? If you haven't seen the link roll through, we're going to pop that for you. If you're new here and just checking us out, you want to watch some Halloween movies with the community, jump in the Discord. Free movies streaming. So be there.
Tricky's Theater is always bumping.
Yep.
Tomorrow night is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Dude, a nice trio of movies. Actually, the next 4 nights are huge. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, cult classic. Puppet Master, cult classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nightmare on Elm Street. What more can you say?
Yep.
An American Werewolf in London
Josie.
is actually
Criminally underrated.
a very scary fucking movie. Some of the imagery in that movie is terrifying. So, a lot of good movies. He's going to be running through the rest of the month. Really excited to have him doing that in there. And we really appreciate you. Yes, Jay Hill, we are going to address the goofy-ass Blade news. That's not good. There's rumors of Trick or Treat 2. Yes, apparently they are moving forward with a sequel to Trick or Treat. So, a lot of good news, man. And, dude, it's a sweet week for horror. It's a sweet week for horror movies. Like tonight, Chucky Season 2 is airing tonight. We're going to check out the trailer here in a little bit. But Season 2 kicks off tonight. Friday night, Hellraiser. Which is reviewing very well.
Yes.
Very well. People are saying this is a very well-done reboot of a franchise that desperately needed a well-done reboot. So we'll definitely be watching that on Friday night or this weekend. So a lot of good stuff. Y'all remember House on Haunted Hill? Yes. Except the third Hollywood movie is releasing, and we'll be talking about that next Friday as well. We'll be streaming that in our Discord. I'm finding out ways to be sneaky to show that stuff.
Sweet.
Because I'm a rebel. I do what I want. But Trick, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you do with Tricky's Theater, and you're always popping movies in there and just letting that shit run, man. We appreciate your support and everything you do for the community to keep everyone entertained. You are the man, and we love you, dude.
Absolutely.
Now, Tone, I know before we move on, we're trying to include more topics, and I know much to everyone's chagrin, nobody likes sports. This is not a sports ball show, but I do feel it's important to be inclusive. And, a little bit of sporting news. Last week, the number one tackles leads to cuddles. 3-0. They were the first place team, high scoring offense, and Little Lebowski's Urban Achievers just waltzed straight in and jail sexed cuddles, and it wasn't even close.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hot. So that's your sports minute.
You're not going to catch that on ESPN tonight, but you will definitely see it on B&B.
Yeah, believe me, everybody was talking about it. The number one team just gets absolutely annihilated by the little Lebowski Urban Achievers.
It was really daunting, though. How I found out about it was 11 p.m. Channel 12 News, WNEM, was rolling it.
Yeah,
so
they were running it. They were
Reese's Pieces ran through. Remember that shit?
Bro, your team is It's all Lions, baby.
Oh,
I drafted all Lions players.
All right.
Hey, man, the Lions are a solid offense.
Can't believe they have the highest...
They're the highest scoring offense. And they've also given up more points in the first 4 games ever by any team.
That just sounds like...
And why are they 1-3? Because they average 35 points a game, but they give up 35.3 points a game.
That's
so
insane.
Just a little bit... not cutting it. 1-3, highest scoring offense. That's fucking great.
That's working incredibly hard for nothing.
It really is.
Jesus Christ.
Guy at work defied all Lions fantasy team in random league as a joke. Man, was 2-1. I'm telling you, man, we drafted. I have. Who do I have? I have Amon St. Brown.
Yeah, mortally, it is a fantasy.
Jamal Williams. DeAndre. Was it DeAndre Swift? I don't even know what his name is. He doesn't play anywhere. He's hurt. I even have the receiver they drafted in the first round this year, who's like out until November.
Right.
Just because I know once he is brought back, he's going to be unstoppable. And I have the Lions quarterback on the bench in case I want to, pop 40 points on somebody.
Hey, dude, he was a star back in the day. Be careful there, buddy. He's got. I've seen the senior picks, bro.
I forgot about that thing.
No, I haven't.
Maybe we'll throw that up here one day. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys got to see though. We're throwing that up here sometime. You guys got to see.
It's actually, there's one of them over there now, man.
I know.
Real sexy.
Something.
All right. Tone, did we hit on everything?
I don't know. We talked about pizza, bro.
I'm still
good
fucking
on
hungry.
that confirmation.
My stomach is grumbling.
Yeah.
So, I got to show the senior pick. We'll get it on here one of these days. It's pretty hot, dude. I look pretty doable. So, all right. So, Tone, we've got a couple movie reviews. We've got a triplet of trailers, but the main topic tonight is going to be the community survey that we ran last month, and we've just been dragging ass at getting all the information we needed and analyzing the data and coming up with a segment to really discuss it. There was a lot of
things we had to go through.
There was a lot of stuff to go through. It was really good. Everyone that participated, there was some trolling in there, but for the most part, a lot of people put out their thoughts, and we'll discuss some of the responses we heard. So we're really excited about that. But Tone, let's move on to our first topic. Excuse me.
Wow.
I'm going to talk about the movie Blonde, which is available now on Netflix. Starring just the most wonderful woman in Hollywood on the planet, Ana de Armas, as Marilyn Monroe or Norma Jean.
Yeah.
And dude, this is 2.5 hours of depression.
Yep.
2.5 hours of nonstop trauma. Like, I didn't know what this was going into. I knew it had the NC-17 rating, and I was like, oh man, must be a lot of wild sex going on. It's gonna be one of those crazy. This movie's fucking depressing. And it's disgusting. I mean, not disgusting in itself, but the things that Marilyn has to go through in this movie are triggering. There's a whole shitload of, like, Netflix really needs to, they can't just ride the NC-17 rating. They really need to put things out front, a disclaimer, more like, there's a lot of triggering shit in this.
Yeah, I found it interesting where they put the NC-17, why I got that rating from that one moment. And I'm like, yo, that's not even close to everything else that this allegedly, a real tale. Like, I mean, I guess we found out it's kind of fictionalized, right?
Yeah.
But they certainly it just shows how our priorities are fucked up sometimes, I think.
From the moment this movie starts, the moment the title screen hits, trauma.
It's absolutely
from childhood. I mean, we're talking Norma Jean when she's like, what, 6 or 7?
It's unsettling the entire fucking time.
She's being abused by her mother, and I'm talking about, like, they don't hold back at the imagery and showing how she abuses her, not only verbally, but physically. And you're just like, okay. And I thought maybe that was the opening was just like, okay, here we'll let people know why she is the way she is, and then we'll kind of explore all aspects of Marilyn Monroe. We'll look into everything, not only the bad stuff that she had doing during Hollywood, but some of her, her best moments, and like her best performances and the things that she did outside of movies and the way she was a confident, outspoken leader and she walked for civil rights and she did all these great things. I'm like, okay, cool, man. We're going to kind of get this. We're going to see everything.
I thought it was more like a biopic of some sort.
I thought it was going to be a bio too, but this is a depressing fucking movie. It is literally traumatic event, seeing the effects of that event, and then more traumatic events and more traumatic stuff. It's just, dude, it was a very hard movie to watch.
It was like I'm just like anybody else. Sometimes you can gauge how often you play on your phone and stuff. And I'll be honest, because it was long, I was on my phone probably more frequently with this movie than I needed to be or should be. But I will tell you, there were moments, because I'm pretty aware, like I'm on my, for a moment, I'm kind of half looking, that I remember watching this movie at times where I was sitting there watching and the phone was, why is that dangling weird? The phone was in my hand and I just happened to look up because I was listening and stuff like that, and I'm just watching, and I would catch my jaw just be like for a few minutes and then be like, what the fuck? Like, listen, if this is fictionalized or it is fictionalized, whatever, it basically just makes it feel like that she was literally on display as a puppet, and everything that she had go wrong in her life, nobody cared, nobody listened, and it just kept piling on and piling on. And basically all they did to keep her going through it was dope her up.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. She had literally zero choice in anything. And it tried to showcase how smart she was. She was a reader. She understood things better than most people. But everybody just dismissed her as this dumb blonde, this dumb...
They really focused on how she was objectified and everything.
And I'm telling you what right now, like, and I mean this wholeheartedly, like, it was awful at times to watch this because of those things. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, being objectified in any manner is terrible. But, like, I'm telling you, after 2.5 hours of this and seeing it with one person and how it just continued after every event, and like how DiMaggio was with her and things like that, like I feel like everybody kind of maybe needs to kind of see it if you're interested in it. But I'm telling you, like, if you're going into it with other ideas, like a lot of people kind of did, when you watch it, it's fucking, it's a tough fucking watch, and it really just kind of bums me out. Now, we don't know how deep I think that rabbit hole goes when it comes to the fictionalization.
I did a little bit of research, and like a lot of the stuff that's depicted here, and I'm going to answer Mortally's question. She says, I can handle most things, but SA and CSA get me, any of that. I'm assuming SA is sexual assault. Yes, there's a lot of that. And it's really fucked up. I mean, it's not so much just it's not like the sexual part, it's how it's depicted in the elite, or I'm sorry, not the elitism, but the sense of entitlement and just how nonchalantly this stuff happens. But like a lot of the stuff that's the traumatic stuff that is witnessed here, and I think this is the issue I have with the movie, and I want to get your thoughts on this too, because I think you and I we're on the same page, but we also we're seeing the movie a little bit differently, and we're more or less talking about how the movie made us feel. Like, we don't know. There's a scene with JFK that is really fucked up, and so when we saw that, it was just like, okay, we don't know if that happened. That again is fictionalized. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that is based on hearsay or interpretation of other people's comments. So, but again, I think the problem with that is, and my issue with this movie is, like, look, Marilyn Monroe was not a weak, feeble-minded person. Okay, she was a very confident, strong woman who battled a lot of demons and a lot of people around her. She spoke up about her accusers. She walked for civil rights. I mean, she was a very strong, confident woman. In this movie, the way she's depicted as weak and feeble, I think it doesn't do any justice for her. I actually think it works against her, and it's not really genuine. But I mean, like, if they're out there trying to like show trauma, and this is what she had to go through, I think it loses a little bit of that when it's fictionalized, because now are you just is the writer just going, man, I wonder if this is what happened to her?
Right.
Is this what happened to her? Because now at that point you're just like, okay, now you're trying to do a movie that shows how she was exploited but
now
you're doing
exploiting
it.
her.
Now you're doing it through exploitation of your own.
Yeah.
That is where I think I have an issue with this movie because you're trying to like, oh, she was, objectified and exploited, but then you're showing all these things, these horrible things, and she's naked and she's nude and a lot of it's sexual assault, but we don't know if this hasn't been confirmed to have happened. Why are you showing this so much if it's not confirmed? I feel like you're just exploiting her in this regard.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue I have with this movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And I know we talked about like how Winning Time, for instance, like, we're big fans of that show, and a lot of the people involved in that in real life are like, yo, back the fuck up here. Like, that's not real. That's not me. Jerry West. Well, fucking Jerry West anyways, but you know what I mean? Like, it definitely really kind of puts it in some weird perspective because they did. And if that's the case, like, I mean, hey, listen, I'm sure there's a lot of this that probably is real. They probably literally just clearly, right? Mm-hmm. They probably treated her terrible. And I'd imagine there's probably a lot of sexual assault things that she probably dealt with. In that time frame, that's how, Hollywood worked. I mean, look with the Weinstein shit just in the last decade. Like how that's all. Yeah, it's not ever changed or gone away. It's just that now social media is catching up and can catch it or whatever. People are finally speaking out on it because it's the right thing to do. But yeah, it definitely is. Doing a fictional version of this is exploitation in its own way as well too. So never taking away from the things that she probably went through at all. It just, like you said, it kind of sucks because it didn't showcase some of the things that she did do as well. But at the end of the day, regardless how any of that splits, I'm telling you, watching this it's pretty fucking. And I would say like the sexual assault things happened less compared to just normal, like the way they treated her on a day-to-day basis, and it was fucking absolutely like gross. Like, I don't know, I when I was done watching, I'm like, and I think I messaged you right away, I'm like, have you watched? I was like, have you watched this yet? Because this was depressing and awful, just to watch. And I mean, she's a pretty iconic character in the last 100 years, so granted, it's something that it's going to interest a lot of people, but boy, oh boy, man, was that. I mean,
Josie said it's arguably on the same disgust level as porn to some. I mean, this at all by like critics or even like people on social media. Especially, there's a lot of women who have spoken up saying this movie triggers a lot of people, a lot of women who have gone through.
Right, because if they don't know what they're getting into, that's where you say you need that warning thing, like Netflix
has to add a bigger disclaimer up front because
Jesus, I didn't think of that.
And it's not even just the sexual assault stuff. There's other things in this movie where you're just like, Jesus
just
Christ.
Like traumatic things that she continued to go through allegedly. Yeah. And they're showcasing this stuff even as if she's a kid, like people abandoning her and things like this. And I don't know. And I would say with most things, Brian, I will tell people outside of like Morbius and Mortal Kombat, yes, I'm gonna tell people to watch that and make your own mind up on that sort of stuff. So yeah, would I say watch this? Yes, but just know going into it, like if those are triggering things for you, maybe don't watch it or just fast forward through some of it. But this is definitely something that, while fictionalized, still it might paint some sort of a picture to the things that she dealt with as well too. So
I'm actually gonna say I watched it, so you don't have to.
There you go.
I mean, like, look, and I want to go back to Ana de Armas. Like, she is incredible in this movie. She is the sole reason you're going to watch for 2.5 hours because she is
looks like
dude. She has her mannerisms. She's got everything down to a T. It's
unbelievable,
uncanny performance.
I only heard her accent come through once in a while. I could pick up on it. I could hear it come through once in a while. Very, very rarely, like spot on.
Does a dog die is a super useful tool. Oh yeah, Mortally, you're right. Yeah, pro tip to anyone. And this movie is going to have a shit ton of stuff on its site.
It's just
and like I said, I just if you've experienced any kind of like sexual assault trauma or anything like that, this is gonna be I would say this is a hard pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it.
It's literally, there is not one moment of this movie where you feel good about it, nor do you see Marilyn Monroe in a good light. And I feel like that is the issue I have with this movie because, dude, she did a lot of great things, and she was a good actress. Everyone talks about, oh, she was so hot. She was a really talented actress.
Yeah,
she could sing, she could act, she was really, really good. But like they depict in the movie, All guys saw was TNA.
Yeah. And like, it's a shame too because we're not talking about how incredibly well this was shot. Like, I love
It's got
how
a unique style to
the
it.
black
for sure.
and white was like, I pretty much, and since it's in most of the movie, was during the traumatic parts where like the color would come out when she's in like more of like a time frame or at home or different things would be less traumatic or supposed to be less traumatic. So how they bounce between that, like all that, even some of the shots, a lot of things were done really well. But I mean, it's not relevant compared to how bad this movie. So,
and I mean, I'm serious, you guys. As soon as this movie starts, be prepared because it is a very hard movie to watch, and I don't know, man. Like, I just don't really get the point of the movie. Like who is like? Here's my question: who is this movie made for? That's the one thing I want to know. Who is this movie made for? Well,
if it was not a non-fictional biopic, that would make sense. but because it's fictionalized, then that's where you got to then you question it, right?
It's just like, what is the point of this movie other than to just be just an evil fucking sold movie?
Maybe make you feel like shit.
And it worked. Hey, you know what? It's effective in that regard. So, I mean, I would just say, unless you aren't bothered by anything,
right,
and you want to just be impressed by an amazing performance, go in. But just
the acting's
dude, I don't know. I don't know, Brian. I really just don't understand. I don't understand the movie.
That's right, Josie.
It's got like I said, she is the only reason I kept watching because she is really that good in this movie. Like, even though this movie is like being met with all sorts of criticism, it's very controversial, I still think come award season and Oscar time and whatnot, she needs to be in the discussion. Like,
absolutely,
without a doubt, she has to be in that discussion. But I feel like with the type of movie like this that hasn't been received particularly well, hasn't been received well by audiences. But I mean, it's on Netflix, so it's going to have huge numbers probably. I hope she gets recognized for her work. But man, it's really hard to say, yeah, go watch this movie for the performance because everything else around it is going to kick you in the fucking gut.
Yeah, not a good time.
So, if you do decide to check this out, if you do watch this, let us know in the comments what you thought of it. Want to get your perspective on things. If it triggers you,
if it might, don't watch it.
Just again, be careful. A lot like what this. No, this is beyond that. This is really just a very fucking dark movie. So, all right, Tone, let's talk about something that's scary, but in another way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the movie Smile.
Yeah,
Smile movie. If you walked into an alleyway and you saw somebody like that smiling at you, what would you do? Oh, okay. Tone, so when this movie dropped, they had just done a little bit of viral marketing that was just like fucking brilliant.
Yep.
Fucking brilliant. Really good marketing. It was really creepy. When we saw the trailer, we were like, this looks really fucking creepy. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go check it out. Man, this is this is another movie that's kind of built up around mental illness and mental health and how a lot of people try to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
There are some like one of the main things I want to talk about first of all is Sosie Bacon. I didn't even know Kevin Bacon had a daughter that was acting.
Man, you could really tell sometimes too.
You could see a little bit more of Kira Sedgwick.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a little bit more of her than Kevin Bacon. But there was also some times where I was like, okay, there's a little bit of Kevin Bacon there too. But a lot of her is Kira Sedgwick. So, but both of them really good actors. But this movie is it's fucking dark. Like, it's really fucking dark, but in a little bit more subtle way. Like, it's subtle. Like, this is a horror movie with jump scares. It's here to scare you and this stuff. But I feel like there is a underlining message to it that I thought was really, really well done. And that is how it explores how people who deal with mental illness or mental health issues, that sense of being isolated and kind of like brushed off by friends and family is depicted well in this movie. You see a lot of that from Sosie Bacon's fiance, her sister. Like the common theme you hear from a lot of these people that are around her is like, I don't have time for this, or you hear a lot of the story like I couldn't handle it anymore, so I got away. So you really get an idea of what it's like, that sensation of being, or not sensation, but that feeling of being just abandoned.
Yeah. I feel like these horror movies, which nowadays to me, like, they're getting smarter, they're getting more like thinkers,
Yep.
and I feel like part of the problem is going to take a while still for people to really realize that until you look back at them or sit down and talk about it, because I feel like people that have seen this movie are going to go, oh, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, this is a very dark movie when you just look at it on what it's trying to highlight when it comes to mental illness, like you said, and how those around you react to it. How it affects you, how deep the rabbit hole you can go. Because sure, yeah, it's a horror fictional movie, but there's some really real shit that they're trying to showcase here as well too, and they're using that as a baseline for the movie for sure to be fun, and we're trying to have a good time. But I feel like I haven't heard a lot of people talk about that in the discussion of the people that I know that have seen this as well too, or some of the things I've read, which is unfortunate because like I feel like that's again where the moviegoers are just kind of like, we need the surface thing. We don't want to dig too deep, like
just scare me.
Right.
Wow.
And it's unfortunate because there's more to it than this too. Now, I'm not a jumpy guy. I'm just not. Like I'm not a jump scare person, so they don't always
Me
resonate
neither.
to me. You're a pussy. But that being said,
Okay.
this I didn't audibly and I didn't shake or do.
Me
but
neither.
I'll be honest with you now, compared to even Pearl recently, or even X and some of the things we've seen this year, even Antlers and stuff like that, or even Nope, which there's always jump scares.
Yeah.
This has a lot of them. And while I didn't do a lot of this one created this, you knew it was coming usually because of the way they built the tension for it, but it added such a layer of creepiness that I'm surprised I didn't. That's just it. The jump scares I was impressed by, because normally it's okay, I knew it was coming, blah, blah, blah. Well, even though I knew it was coming in this, they built this freaky tension with the lighting and everything they were doing, and it was a little freaky. It certainly creeped me out. I give the movie credit for that as well too. I really enjoyed this movie because of those reasons, because it was one of the few that almost got me. There was a few that almost got me. And again, I thought that the story and everything that they were doing and building with the character, it just felt like, while the other times you were scared, there was other times you were like, oh my God, somebody listen to her? Would you just listen to her?
Yeah, just somebody fucking help her. Right.
And it definitely takes, there's at some point you don't know what's real, and you don't know if she's being on, you don't know anything. They could have got to the end of it and been like, she's in the fucking house or whatever, and I'd have been like, makes sense.
Yeah.
But it definitely took a little bit of a turn towards the end, and I got to tell you, fucking loved it. I actually loved the way it went with it, and appreciated that much more for it. And even more so than that, how it passes on and how it continues and everything like that was fucking cool. So it just didn't feel like, I'm sure there's some things out there it takes inspiration from. I don't doubt that. But I just felt like there was enough uniqueness to it where it didn't overly feel like that, to enough where I felt like, man, I had a good time in this movie. And horror movies are usually pretty difficult for me to enjoy, but I fucking loved the movie. I really enjoyed it. So
I'm going to go back to the jump scares thing. I can tell when a director who's obviously I believe it was the director of Hellraiser has done some good stuff, but the director here knows his way around horror in a way where you can appreciate it, because there's some jump scares.
Yeah.
But he has some good fake outs in this movie too.
Yeah.
Where you're expecting it.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a wink from the director. He's like, no, I'm not going to do this one.
Yeah, not yet. Sorry.
No, not here.
No.
And I love that. When a director can sit there and just, they are looking at you and just saying, hey.
Well, you like it because you don't want to fall out your chair again.
I did jump. I banged my knee off a couple times.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was a couple times I'm like, your jump almost scared me. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I mean, dude,
seatbelt you.
A proper jump scare can't just be a loud noise or loud music. It has to have something visually too.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There has to be. You have to have that trifecta. If it's just somebody banging on a drum and nothing's there, or if you have loud music just playing just to play it, that's not good jump scares. You have to have that trifecta: audio, you have to have the visual, and you just got to have the timing. What movie gave you the worst jump scares? And I mean, if I can think of one,
I can answer that easily. And I don't know why, but always the one jump scare I can think of that actually ever freaked me out and still kind of does to this day is when the fucking alien walks across the alley in Signs.
Oh, in Signs. Yeah, when all the kids are like,
Did you just hear I skipped when I was trying to bring that out too? For some fucking reason, that has always freaked me out. And the first time I saw that, I audibly went, what the fuck? And it gave me goosebumps and still does to this day.
Yeah.
Really random as fuck, but that's the one for me.
The one that always comes to mind for myself is the first Insidious, where Barbara Hershey is talking to Patrick Wilson at the dinner table. She's telling him about his childhood and how he was always seeing things and stuff like that. And there's a part where she's like kind of like talking and thinking about what she's talking about, and then it gets quiet, and then you hear like this cracking sound, and she looks at her son, and dude, the timing was right. And because it was a short build up to the cracking sound, I was just like, oh, what the fuck was that? And then as soon as it points at him, the music kicks in, like there's this huge noise, and then you see Patrick Wilson, and behind him is the demon, and the face that thing is fucking making. It literally, that was one of the scares that like I was shaking, because it was just timing, audio, and the visual. Fucking scared the shit out of me. Like literally scared the shit out of me.
Josie, please tell me.
Large Marge.
that's pretty funny.
Oh, was you talking about when Bilbo's like
when he tries to go for the ring? It's got to be right, Josie. That's pretty good as well too. I'm gonna come back to some of these comments out here because you guys got some good stuff as well too, especially about the movie Tricky. But the one thing I think that I also really enjoyed about it that I feel like doesn't get enough talking is it had some really unique camera angles.
Yes, upside down.
I wonder why they did that, and I've tried to think about maybe the reasons why they do it. Maybe it's because it's turned their world upside down. I don't know, but
I think that's some of it.
Some of the shots in this movie, I feel like
very Hitchcockian.
Good way of putting it. And I really, really like that. So again, I really, really enjoyed it. But Josie, Tricky talks about he wanted more. The guy from prison felt it was a little boring in the middle. And I've heard a couple people say that too. I guess I didn't get that for me. I can kind of see maybe that perspective, but for me, I didn't feel like that at all because I felt like I felt like they explained everything good up involving his character. I didn't really think we needed a deep dive. I feel like we got what he did, why he was in prison, and then the explanation from him why he did what he did. I didn't really need anything else from him, right? Because I feel like even a prequel, like we kind of already know what happens. Like what's he explained it too. Like it's more about her, and again, it's just I don't want to say that because that might spoil some of the ending, but I just really liked how the ending wasn't exactly what you thought or maybe whatever, and I appreciate when people don't conform to the normalities of movies. Yep. And again, reason why I also liked Antlers this year as well too a lot. I like just not what you expect, but the monster of the wing of the plane with John Lithgow.
Dude, I played that scene. I can't remember. I think it was on Banter Babble, or it might have been during. Oh, it was during a quickie. I think it was a quickie or something. But I actually talked about that scene. The scene where he's like sitting in his seat on the plane. And it's just after he had one of his episodes. Mm. And she had given him something like to help him sleep. And he sits back in his chair and he pulls down the window so he can't see. And he's just sitting there. And they had this music kick in that's just like dun 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 dun, dun. Like it just starts to build. And you can tell like he's like there's something he knows something's out there and he's just like fuck. And he reaches over, and when he throws up the shade, the fucking thing is like right at the window, and it zooms in. And I don't know who the special effects person was that created this thing. It is horrific. It is seriously, that is another great scare scene. I mean, obviously, Twilight Zone, the movie it's a tough movie because not all the stories are great. The John Lithgow one is by far the best one. But then it's kind of like, it's got that stigma of Vic Morale being killed. He was in the third movie or the third segment. The guy who's racist and he's living through all these different times. He actually got killed on set when I think I'm trying to remember who the director was. Got into a lot of trouble, but he was like a big time director. God, if somebody could look that up,
it wasn't Russ, was it?
No, but the directors in that movie was Steven Spielberg, George Miller from Mad Max. There was two other ones, but the third guy, I can't remember his name. He's a big time director. John something.
Carpenter?
But, no. But he basically lied about a lot of things, and they were doing a stunt with a helicopter, and it was too low to the ground. And it crashed right on Vic Morale, killed him, decapitated him, and killed the two Vietnamese kids that he was carrying who weren't supposed. John Landis, thank you, Brian. But but he was carrying like 2 Vietnamese kids that were not supposed to be working after hours, and he lied about that. He said, just get them out there. The helicopter was flying too low. People were like, you can't have the helicopter flying that close to pyrotechnics and stuff. Something happened, and that thing came crashing down right on him and killed. Yeah, I saw the video of it. Is horrible. And I remember there's a part where somebody is going out, because it was like in a lagoon or like a shallow waters, and after the helicopter had crashed on him, somebody runs out, and you see them reach down to pull a body out, and he realizes his head's gone, and the guy freaks out. Like, he's like, shit, because you can tell he got decapitated. I mean, that movie just struggled because of everything that happened regarding that. But yeah, the John Lithgow segment, which is directed by George Miller of Mad Max, I could talk about that segment. That whole segment is just fucking brilliant, like brilliant horror from a guy who had mostly done action, and for him to go in there and do something like that was just a testament to who he is as a director. So, but we can talk about jump scares all night. I highly recommend Smile. I think it's really, really good. It's a great story about mental health and some of the underlying issues that people deal with people, families and friends, and how society still hasn't gotten it right when it comes to being empathetic and supporting people who struggle with stuff, and how quickly they are to wash their hands. But I think that was really interesting. Sosie Bacon is incredible in this movie. A lot of these, her performance is portraying trauma and how it affects her as her world turns upside down. It is very much worth the watch. I really enjoyed it. It's been a strong month, a strong year for horror, because, like you said, man, all these directors and all these stories, they're not sticking to that format. They're not sticking to that blueprint, and they're taking chances with the ending. They're taking chances with the story. And this one's just another one of those great movies that does really, really well, especially if you can appreciate some of the underlying issues that it explores. I
did a top of my favorite movies this year. It's like 5 or 6, and this definitely made that.
Oh, I mean, it's good. It's really, really good, you guys.
One of my favorite movies this year.
If you check it out, make sure you let us know what you think. A lot of the chat seem to enjoy it, so that's good. But yeah, if you're watching or if you check it out this month, let us know in the comments what you thought of it.
Holla. Let us know.
Holla. All right, Tone. Trailer time.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some trailers. Some dope-ass trailers, mind you.
Dibbity dope.
First up, we got I didn't realize it, but the first trailer we got for Black Panther Wakanda Forever was a... Oh.
That right?
Yeah, dude, that's great. Oh, is it wrapped up funny? Jesus. Right? It's like watching my kid trying to...
It's on?
It's a VR headset.
Your landing gear is down. Yeah, it is a VR. There you go.
But the first trailer we got for Wakanda Forever was actually a teaser. This is like the official trailer for Wakanda Forever. So let's take a look at this.
The most broken people can be great leaders.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan, the feather serpent god. Killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming for the surface world.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time to strike. Show them who we are.
Yeah, pretty sure that's Shuri down in the outfit there. Again, just another kick-ass trailer for a movie that I cannot fucking wait to see. I'm not flaccid. Namor and M'Baku are gorgeous. Yeah, dude, Namor looks fucking spot on, dude.
I'm a big fan of like the MCU's take on him for sure. I'm just excited about the character being in the MCU. So even though they're changing the origin and everything with him, he's got the wings on the ankles, pointed ears.
You know, and I think that's the one thing the MCU needs to be applauded for is their drive to make sure their characters are comic book accurate. I mean, look at Mysterio. That's probably not an easy choice to say, hey, man, let's put a fishbowl on Jake Gyllenhaal's head and blur it out with the green smoke and whatnot in there. You know, just, you know, you're being accurate. And with Namor, they're doing that, and I think it looks great. Obviously, Namor, the actor confirmed that Namor is a mutant in the MCU, exciting. So that's exciting. But again, man, this the trailers that they've done for this, the teaser and the official trailer, are just so well done.
Yeah, Josie.
Josie, great point. Not just accurate, but very culturally diverse. I mean, that's the one thing that you really have to appreciate about what the MCU has done is they're just doing great things to make sure everyone is represented and everything is accurate, and that's fucking awesome. So, Tony, anything else stand out to you in this trailer? Is there anything you saw, or anyone you saw that you're like, oh, that's cool to see?
Literally all I care about's, Namor. So at this point, I mean, yes, and definitely some M'Baku. He was definitely one of my favorites in anything that's involving Wakanda. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the just Wakanda in general. So I'm super, super excited about this.
We did find out today that Koi's will be doing their thing. They'll be doing a showing on Friday. We'll be a part of that. It looks pretty awesome. As always, it's great to go there because, again, you're just there with a bunch of people that you know that you've hung out with before, and it's always a good time. So we'll be going to see that. It comes out on November 11th. Coming up, that's a Friday, or that's Thursday and Friday. I mean, it's going to be pretty dope, man. Yeah. Really, really excited for that. And tickets are available now, so make sure you go on there and grab yourself a ticket because you don't want to be late to the party. You don't want to like miss it on the weekend and come in on to work on Monday and everyone's like, dude, did you see what happened? And then spoiled.
Yeah,
I want to kind of avoid that.
They showed Namor's dick and it was awesome. It had wings on it.
I'll just have to leave the wedding reception early. Get fucking Crash. You know, you know what you need to do, Crash? You need to be like the prick. Just stand up and be like, and give it 6 months and then leave.
Just do something so obnoxious they kick you out.
Yeah, just drink a lot.
Yeah.
Drink a lot. Or maybe cut in line multiple times when you go to get food or whatever. Or maybe take somebody else's plate off the table and eat their food too. There's multiple ways to get kicked out of a wedding. Making out with a bride will get you kicked out.
Grabbing grandma's ass will get you kicked out.
That's depends. You know, maybe if it's been a minute and she's like, hey, you're kind of cute. I like you. Then you're just like, shit.
It depends.
Just don't go. Easy. Yeah. Make sure you RSVP first and then don't go. Make sure make sure they got to pay for that plate that you're not going to be there to eat. Yeah. All right, Tone. Let's move on to the next show. Now, look, kind of bummed that we had a show tonight, but I'm not because I love being here. But tonight, Chucky season 2 kicked off. Episode 1 is actually live right now. Started at 10 o'clock. But we missed this. And it came out a couple weeks ago. Let's check out the trailer for season 2. This actually looks fucking awesome. Didn't want to do that. It's not what I wanted to do. We're going to go back here and actually watch the trailer.
You will be placed in a facility with other violent juvenile offenders.
They could learn from their mistakes by thinking on their sins.
Welcome to Incarnate Lord.
You've suffered great pain in your young life.
Chucky's gonna come for us again.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 3 days since my last confession.
Yes, right.
That's me in the corner.
We don't know how many Chuckies are out there.
Great. Another killer doll with a shady plan.
How many of you are there?
Wait, you got a knife? Yeah, I got a knife. They passed them out at orientation. Don't make me come back there.
I was gonna take over the world if it weren't for that bitch from hell.
Glinda, it's so nice to see your sweet faces.
Mom, who the hell is Nika Pierce?
Your mother is a psychotic murderer who thinks she's in love with me, and she chopped off all my limbs, and she's kept me trapped in here for a year.
Mom's a murderer.
Mom's a lesbian?
There is an evil in our midst, and we must confront it. I'm the MVP of serial murder. I mean, I've killed more people than you have Insta followers.
Never stop fighting.
Won't you just die, Chucky?
I am risen! And it didn't even take me 3 days.
Yeah.
Brian, obviously it's Chucky, it's scary, but like after Child's Play, actually once Don Mancini really took over after Child's Play 3, the Twitter account for Chucky is fucking amazing. But it's more dark humor, but there is some good kills. You know, he gets, when it wants to be violent, Chucky can do his thing.
Yeah.
But he is just, you know, he's got that quip, he's got that sharp tongue, and he's just fucking dark.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Cobra Kai. It's a show that's way better than it has any right to be. Way better than the source material has been on the big screen, you know, since the franchise. I mean, obviously the later stuff, it's kind of developed a following because they do appreciate that dark humor and that mixture of violence. And there's some good scares. I mean, it's not like jump scares, but there's some creepy imagery when Chucky's doing his thing. When Chucky's unleashed and he's really unhinged doing his thing, you're just like, yeah, he's still a scary little motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, first season was one of the best shows of last year, hands down.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's a great show, and again, they explore a lot of themes that you wouldn't expect to see in a horror film. But again, it's themes that they can afford to explore over multiple episodes across, you know, a long season. So I am really excited for this. I'll actually probably watch the first episode after we get done here. But it's just so good. It's so good, and this trailer looked great. You know, when they go to this parochial school, wherever they're at, it reminds me of Child's Play 3 when Andy goes to the military school. Like he's like in this little military school, so kind of like the same premise a little bit. But it's gonna be, dude, this is gonna be awesome. Like I am really hyped for this show. So the first episode dropped tonight. It should be available on the what is it, VOD for those channels or whatever it is tomorrow. If you didn't catch it live, I think I have mine recorded, so I should be good to go. But if you are excited for Chucky and you're watching it, let us know what you think of the first episode. I think the trailer looked awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about the first episode, kind of give our thoughts on it and the overall impressions, and you know, maybe kind of get an idea of where this season's headed. But so far, it's reviewing well. The people that got to see the first couple episodes, it's reviewing very well, which is not all that surprising anymore for these shows that get a second chance at life on the small screen and with episodic content. So really awesome. So you're saying I need to binge the first season? Well, the thing is, it's a weekly show, J Hill. It's a weekly. It's a week. Oh, you talking about the first season?
He hasn't watched the first season.
I think it's on. Is it Hulu or Peacock? I think it's on one of those. I'll let you know, J Hill. I'll hit you up afterwards.
He won't let you know.
I think it's on Peacock, though.
I think it is Peacock.
I think it is Peacock. The first season's on Peacock, and I think you sign up on Peacock. You can do it for 7 days. Oh, you got both? You're good. Yeah, definitely power through the first season, dude. It is fucking awesome. It is way better than you'll expect.
Yeah, go check out some cock and watch the show.
Yeah, what he said. All right, Tone. We're coming up to the trailer you haven't watched yet.
Yeah, I'm excited now.
And we mentioned this movie about a couple weeks ago when you first saw it. You posted on Facebook. There was like, oh, hey, there's this movie coming called ViolentNight with David Harbour. And in my mind, I was like, okay, this must be a movie that David Harbour made a couple years ago before Stranger Things. And now everyone's like, well, he's bankable. Let's push it out. He's a killer. And I was like, okay, cool. Man, I'll watch Dave Harbour go crazy and kill people. You know, whatever. He's a psychopath. Way off. And it looks even better. Let's check out the trailer for ViolentNight.
You ain't driving, are you?
I steer a little, but the ranger do most of the work. This is my 4th year as a Santa. How about you?
I started the whole damn thing.
It's Christmas!
We decided that you could have one gift.
Early.
What is it?
That is a direct hotline to Santa Claus himself.
I can talk to Santa.
All right, revelers. Welcome to your worst Christmas ever.
Let's go!
You have $300 million in your personal vault. That's what I want for Christmas.
I don't want any trouble, okay? Someone's gonna scooch up that chimney.
Who is he? Because it's not your typical mall Santa.
Santa, are you there? Daddy said you were very busy tonight. My name's Trudy Lightstone. Are you gonna help us, Santa?
Yeah, Trudy.
Santa?
You're on my nice list. Santa Claus is coming to town. Time for some season's beatings.
Who the hell are you?
Boss, what if he really is the real?
No such thing as Santa.
These bad men, they're all on my naughty list. Naughty. That's naughty!
And what do you do to the naughty ones?
I give them a lump of coal.
Where is it?
I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
Come on. Which one of you did that? Prancer? So unprofessional.
That alone sold me.
It's time for some season beatings. Most anticipated movie of the year.
Oh my God!
Didn't they do a movie like this already with Mel Gibson, Fat Man? Not like this. This is different.
Yeah, they're, believe it or not, they're actually two entirely different movies.
This looks incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, I'm absolutely.
We are finally getting a Die Hard movie where no one can argue whether or not it's a Christmas movie.
Right.
Santa is John McClane.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys noticed it, but the mom sitting on the couch is Beverly D'Angelo. She is Clark Griswold's wife in the Vacation movies. So nice little nod there to Christmas movies. Beverly D'Angelo. So
wild.
No, this movie looks fucking incredible. Like I don't have to watch another trailer. Some people were complaining like, oh, they showed the whole movie in the trailer. Dude.
So what?
Dude, it's Santa Claus and Die Hard. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I just want to see everything. I want to see him kill everybody.
Right.
And it's David Harbour.
We're not dissecting. This is not going to be dissected for the plot.
Yeah, nobody's going for this for the lore of St. Nicholas. I mean, no. You're going here to watch Santa Claus go fucking John McClane on everybody's ass. If anyone goes into this expecting lore and you don't know the story of Santa Claus, I can't help you. Can't help you. Please don't be Sausage Party released. This just looks so good. I mean, honestly, dude. I mean, what more is there to say? I mean, this is my most anticipated movie of the fall now.
I'm fucking ecstatic. That's the day after my birthday. So I'll definitely be seeing it that weekend ASAP.
That is... I'll probably be seeing it twice that weekend.
We got Callisto Protocol comes out.
That is the same weekend.
Yeah, that's why I took the second off.
See, we'll go see it Thursday night.
Maybe.
Go see it Thursday night. Yeah. And then on Friday, at midnight, you can start playing Callisto Protocol. What a night. We go see this, and then you start Callisto Protocol. Highly effective trailer, hilarious, violent. I like how violent it is. There is no. This is not. This is going to be a hard R movie. And dude, I love David Harbour. I am such a Harbour fan, and like, I feel like this is his chance to really could be like a breakout role for him if it's good.
It looks like it's already going to be added to my Christmas movie list, which is a short list, but it'll certainly be added to that. So
absolutely, Chris. Cool. I mean, it was dude. It was dope. All right, Tone.
Yeah.
So now comes the part of the show where we are going to take a look at the survey. We did a survey run for a month where we asked our audience 10 questions. Hold up. When's your B-Day, Tone?
December 1st.
December 1st.
Numero uno. Go shock, right? Go figure. Of course, I'd be number one.
Number one. You are number one.
It sucks, though, because you don't get no presents for 11 months out of the fucking year,
Yeah,
though.
dude. I was a July baby, so I had like that perfect Christmas and birthday was in July.
Pretty sure my parents were banging on, like, the way I mathematically figured out, I'm pretty sure, like, right around, like,
March Madness.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see March Madness, really excited. Somebody got to win.
Yeah.
You know, hey, let's fuck. Okay.
Right.
Let's make Tony.
Wake Forest is putting some down.
I'm going to give you my Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went through all the questions and the replies, and we created a curated list of replies that we feel are things worth talking about. And I don't want anyone to take off. I know this isn't movie news or anything like that, but we do want you guys' feedback to the stuff that we're about to read, because we're going to address some of it, because I feel like this is a way we can continue to make B&B a better show. Outside of like Tone and I not being a part of it anymore, that you guys are just stuck with us, but we can fix everything else. You're two losers. We're the hosts, no matter what. So
that's right. What up, Mike? What up, Forge? Of course you do. Of course, Forge knows.
Also, yeah, I know when you're. God, I love those. Those are the best jokes. The best jokes.
Yeah, there's something.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go through. We have quite a few of them, but we won't stay on them too long. But just so what you guys and girls know what other people think and how we're interpreting it and how we're going to use that to try to make the show better. Let's get it going, Tone. These are the questions from the Survey Monkey that y'all were a part of. We appreciate everyone that was a part of it, because
no, I can't.
It clearly shows that you care about the show and you wanted to share your thoughts, and we dig that. So, what is your favorite thing about Banter Babble? What is your least favorite? This reply was the information on movies and TV. I also love the dialogue and discussions that happen between them. Meme debates are always fun and good conversations. Least favorite, maybe lack of variety. Switch things up more often. All in all, love the show. Switch things up, lack of variety. I think the way I see that is because lately I haven't been doing a whole lot of gaming. And when we talk about variety, there's a couple other ones that mention this as well. But obviously, it's just Banter and Babble right now. We just do our show. Obviously, I would love to stream more stuff on Friday nights and Monday nights. I want to kind of get back into the indie scene, pull some of those games out that have been coming out. But I do want more variety. I want more variety in the show. I want to talk about more video games. I want to get back into a little bit more wrestling. You know, there's a lot of things we can do to kind of keep us from getting complacent and just doing the same. Kind of like we want to do what horror directors are doing now. Changing things up, not following the same blueprint.
Right.
And I agree with that 100%. It does. I do agree that there's sometimes I'm just like, but at the same time, we're also at the mercy at the release stuff, the stuff that's releasing at the time, whether it's shows, movies, and it also depends on availability to watch or play all this stuff. But I do agree. I feel like a lot of our focus has been on movies and TV shows because there's just a lot of good stuff out there. You know, we're just kind of going with the ebb and flow of what's going on with pop culture and what's being released. But I do feel like, yeah, there is room to improve in terms of like the type of content and the variety that we do.
Right. Yeah. I've heard, I've seen anime come up, which anime can be difficult, I feel like, because there's just so much sometimes, and it's a lot to get through sometimes. I've seen music come up once in a while as well, too, which there are definitely some options in music where I feel like, because some of the guys out here, too, that are even talking right now, like, definitely keep up on a lot of the new music and different things like that, too, or, you know, when somebody releases an album, things like that and that nature. So certainly some things to think about.
Yeah. So appreciate that reply.
Forge likes the B&B quickies. I know he's a big fan.
Oh, we're gonna definitely somebody. Like I said, man, a lot of these replies were very, very useful. But you can see a lot of the comparisons and how they compare, and I feel strongly about a lot of stuff that people say.
We sure will, Jay McKenzie, when a certain VR game does release, of course.
Yeah, Jay McKenzie, can you confirm yet whether Elysium is going to work on PSVR 2? Because now we saw that report that PSVR 1 games are not going to work on PSVR 2 unless they're updated. can you confirm that which PlayStation headset it'll be making its way to?
I've got a feeling.
Oh, you got a feeling. I can't confirm anything. Okay, no, that's fine.
Fair,
that's
fair.
fine. That's fine. Don't want you to get in trouble. We appreciate you
get in
stopping
trouble.
by.
Say it.
We're gonna just say it. Nobody's watching the show anyways. Nobody's watching the show. All right. What is your favorite thing about? We're staying on this topic. I love you both. The banter and topics are great. The interaction is great. The viewers don't really have a say in the topics being discussed on the show. I agree to that to a degree. I do feel like there's a lot of folks in the chat, but I feel like maybe we could do a better job at like pointing out certain comments that are a part of that topic that are related to the discussion that we're having. We could probably do a little bit better job at that. But the one thing that I want to get back to doing is the call-ins, because some of you have called in before and have provided great perspective. And I get it. Some folks are introverts and they're not comfortable doing that. But we do have people in this community who are very talkative, who have no issue hopping on a phone and sharing their thoughts. I want to get back into the call-ins. I want to get more vocal with our viewers. And the other thing is, like, I want to really push this out to the people who are listening on iTunes or specifically Spotify. Every week, when we push out the episodes on Spotify, I have a poll and I have a question that I add to those episodes. What did you think of this show? One of the shows that we're watching or a movie that we see. What do you think of this? And how would you rate this show, or how would you rate this game when it comes out? I love to get into those discussions. I love hearing from the community. I don't want everyone to just feel like they can only talk in the Twitch chat. In order for us to really get the audience included, especially from the folks in our community who are, again, very outspoken or very confident and don't mind sharing their thoughts via phone, the reason we want to try to get you guys and girls back on here is because the people who are listening or maybe watching who aren't sure if they want to do it, they're going to see and hear you guys do it, and that's just going to inspire them to be like, you know what, fuck it, I want to call in. We want to hear from you. That's the thing. We want to get people involved. We try to monitor the chat, but in order to do that, at times, sometimes the chat gets going and everyone shares stuff and you got to get through it, but then we also have to kind of get through the topic. We don't want to drag it out too long.
It can be tricky.
So it's a balancing act. But I agree. We do need to do a little bit more, but the call-ins is where I feel like it's more conversational as opposed to just reading somebody's message in a chat. When you can get somebody on the call and actually have a conversation with them, I think you can do a lot more that way.
Yeah, I agree. And I do enjoy how the chat will sometimes go back and forth with themselves while we're talking as well too. But I think that's certainly something that can help alleviate that. If you're in the Discord, you have the ability to jump in and be on the show and say something for a few minutes or whatever, and we can ask you a couple questions. You can give us your thoughts, and even if it's just a couple minutes, man, that adds more. I don't know if complex, what's the right word for that? More depth to the show from that perspective. So,
and the other thing I want to point out, if you're not comfortable calling in live and you want to talk about something or you want to discuss something, send us a video with your phone. Send us a video with your thoughts. And if you're like, look, I don't want my video up on the screen, I can extract the audio and just play that in the background right here so everyone can hear it and we can hear your thoughts. If you want the video up, cool. You can put it right here in the background. Everyone can see your pretty face. If you don't want that, that's cool. I can extract the audio and get your thoughts. And we can sit there and designate a whole segment to a show going, hey, here's what our community's talking about. Let's hear people's thoughts on things and run them at the end of the show or maybe at the beginning of the show or wherever. Where folks write in or send in a video, I think that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I would love to get you guys and girls, whether you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching live, you don't have to call in live. If you send us a video, I can either play the video right here, or I can extract the audio and just play that. I just would really like to get people's perspective on things, not just in the chat, but live in the show. Other voices. It's different to read stuff, but to hear it from somebody else, that's where it's just like, okay, cool. I can tell that they're passionate about this.
Yeah, that makes it adds a different layer there. So, definitely TNS. I think a collab with you guys would be a good time sometime soon. Is for sure. We certainly think about that frequently, and more D&D. Definitely, Mike. Absolutely, for sure. Sure.
All right, let's get to the next one here. Favorite thing about this Banter Babble, the community. Well, our community is pretty amazing. Our community is very active. They have a lot of fun. It's wild. In the Discord, especially, we got the food porn channel is one of my favorites. You know, there's a lot of great stuff in this community, and everyone's always active. Everyone's very welcoming. Everyone has a great conversation. Or it's always just fun. You know, it's fun. The least favorite thing, would like more community games. I agree that we do need to do more community nights, and that's going to be part of the whole streaming on Friday nights thing. Sometimes we'll do multiplayer community nights. Other times I might explore some indie stuff, but ultimately we want to make Friday night, or I do anyways, that's what I'm going to try to stream, is do a lot of multiplayer community night stuff on Friday nights, and that's going to start this Friday. We're going to jump into Overwatch 2, hopefully, if it works. You know, the servers, I don't know if you saw what happened this week. Overwatch 2 got blown up with a DDoS attack. It's I know Tricky said he was able to get in yesterday. He got to play a couple rounds. He really enjoyed what he played. I hopped on last night after watching Blonde, and I tried playing. I was in a queue of like 40,000 people, and it said 30,000 after 10 minutes. I was like, I'm going to go to bed.
Right.
So we're going to probably try to explore that on Friday night, play a couple rounds, have some fun, have some drinks. I believe it's crossplay. I think it is because it's BlizzNet, so it should have crossplay. It's free to play on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. If you download it, let us know. We'll get you into the rotation of in each lobby, and we'll go in there and fuck around, play some Overwatch too.
Yeah, and I heard that Winston's genitalia is accurate this time.
Jeez,
so that's great.
I played about an hour. See, Tricky played it, we'll definitely get in there and play that on Friday. But we definitely want to. Community games are my favorite. Miss playing Among Us. We got to get Among Us back in there.
Yeah.
We got to get back into that. I know it's not a favorite, but I mean, if the people love it, Tone, we just gotta fucking play it.
She also says she's not so much movies and shows now. If we cover books and music, we might dabble in the music. Books are just hard because we have to shove so much like media throughout the week to try and talk about on the show. Even for me, who loves to read, like it's tough, and he can't read. I have to come over here and read him books.
I'm more
Bernstein Bears and shit.
Green Eggs and Ham is my catcher of the rye or whatever it is. So,
yeah.
Yikes! All right. Next question was, which segments are your favorites? Meme debates for sure. Trailers I love as well. B&B is where I get my movie trailers. The TV segment has gotten better as I feel like doing them by mid-season or seasons is a better option.
Couldn't agree more.
I agree with that 100%. The reason I like that, Tone, is because when we do like the first impressions of a series that just drops, when we do talk about the first episode or however many dropped that first week, is it allows us to talk about the show to a degree. But then like as a season, I would notice when we would cover every week, to try to be spoiler free, I felt like we were just saying the same thing every week about the show. You know what I'm saying? Like we can only talk about the most generic shit without spoiling it. And we were just wasting a whole segment basically saying, yep, it's really good. Can't tell you why because it's spoilery. Now if we just push it back, first impressions and then season review, it also opens up for us to cover other stuff during those weeks, so we don't have to sit there and like talk about the same thing every week, and still be super vague about it.
And no surprise here, having a really tough time trying to get caught up on Rings of Power. However, House of the Dragon's a different story.
Yeah, House of the Dragon, dude. I actually got caught up on that, and wow,
Jesus,
wow.
Yeah, no mutant or walking away anymore, thankfully.
Video games, primarily, but it depends on the quality of the discussion. I'm not a movie person, but if the conversation is good, then I'm into it. I like that one because I think it means that, you know, even if we're talking about things, we have to make sure our conversations are engaging and fun for the viewers. We can't drag out stuff. If it's something that only a few people are excited about, I don't want to cut it out because I don't want to alienate the people who are excited about it. But we have to find a way to make sure the conversation is engaging for them. It's also informational, but at the same time, short and sweet. So it's a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? I want to just make sure that anytime we talk about something, whoever's watching, whether they're into it or not, it piques their interest. And that's something that we need to work on for sure. I know there's a couple times where I've gone back and, you know, sometimes I have a tendency to repeat myself over and over and over again. And like I said, whenever we're drinking a lot, that tends to happen because I really want to drive home a point that probably is really stupid. Do like a quick 45-second short review for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. I like that idea. I really want to start getting involved more in TikTok.
Some we've talked about, yeah, and that would be a good way to do B&B quickies, I think, as well too, Mike. That's a really good idea there too.
We have to get back to quickies. Are fun.
It's just, I think I've talked about quickies. To do a half-hour show, it takes an hour and a half to prep. The way you set up everything with, it's a lot for a short period of time, so it can be daunting to try and do that for just a short period of time. I think what would make the quickies a little bit more is less about informative nature and just more about just kind of talking about it as well too, more like free form conversation. Somebody said something there too. Where did it go? Tricky. Can the community use the voice chat while you guys aren't in there? Absolutely. We should have,
hell yeah.
There should be a B&B live voice chat, but the voice chats are always there. Like a long time ago when the Discord started, there was a few of us that would once in a while would jump into the Discord and just chit chat, and talk. And I know Draston's Discord in the 7 Dungeons and in Cuddles, like, we hang out there. Like, people are always in the voice chats playing games.
We should make like a B&B bar channel where, hey, I'm just sitting around drinking.
Honestly,
let's go bullshit.
If
you're sitting next to a buddy at the bar.
Anytime those voice channels that are open to anybody can be used for just gaming. Like, if there's a night where Brian, you're sitting around gaming something and, we're hanging out, not, streaming or just gaming something, somebody says, hey, anybody want to chat or hang out? Please feel free to do that.
I really, really, really like that idea. Are there certain topics or discussions that you lose interest in? I lose interest when the topics go too in-depth sometimes. Depends on the film and its relevance.
That's fair too, I think.
I think that one is fair because, look, I like those deep dive discussions that we have. But again, if we make it engaging and we encourage the people who might not be into that topic to ask those questions, talk about points that might interest them or pique their interest or want to get them involved, they'll be like, oh, wait a minute, well, why is it like that? Why do you think? That's on us in part of the conversation to draw you in, the viewer or the listener. We want to do a better job at making every topic that we discuss engaging and immersive. We want to draw you in and we want you to draw you out. Even if you're not a fan of that particular topic or even the form of media, we want to just have you asking questions and talking about stuff. Even if we're talking about something that you're not interested in, but if there's something about it that stands out to you, we want you to ask the question. No one's going to be like, oh, he doesn't know what that is. He doesn't know what that is. We want to make sure everyone feels included in every discussion, even if it's not in your wheelhouse. That's the most important thing. We want everyone to feel like you're a part of the discussion. Talking about it or posting funny bits like Tone saying, I wonder if he's fucking... Dude, that was amazing. I remember that. That was absolutely amazing. Is there anything you'd like to see added as a segment? Random show of the month. Tone and Dude go on any streaming service and pick a random show once a month and review it. Might be a good idea. Might be shit. If it turns out to be great, I demand royalties. This one is a tough one because if it's a show or a series, that's tough because we work. We have stuff that we have to handle outside of work, families, everything. So it's really difficult to do a show. Now, if we're talking a movie, say if a movie comes out and we go out and grab a random Amazon or Netflix movie, and we're like, hey, we should fucking talk about this, and then let everybody know, hey, look, we're all going to watch this movie. Let's talk about it. So I feel like that's a really good point. I do like that. I can't do a series. I can't commit to that, especially if it's a long series. There's no way I can get through that.
Yeah, because you're going from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours to now looking at potentially 8 to more hours. That's a lot tougher to juggle. So I definitely think like random 2.5 and 3-star movies on Amazon's a good place to start, and just find something and just talk about. We've done that a couple times before, but I think that's certainly something we should explore more. But let you all know and say, hey, on this date of this show, this month, we're gonna talk about this random ass movie, and you guys suggest a random ass movie, and certainly don't make it like a mainstream thing. If you just find some crazy ass wacky shit on Amazon randomly, I found a random ass sci-fi movie this week. I'm like, kind of want to watch that. I'm just kind of curious about it. Let's do something like that. Yeah. But
now I will hold you accountable. If you sit there and just go out and find if you go out there and just find the shittiest movie that you couldn't even finish, and you're like, hey, you guys should go watch Snake Fuckers, I'm going to be like, okay, I'll watch it. And then it's terrible. I'm not going to finish the movie, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Right.
So be cool with it. If it's wacky and out there, but it's a valiant effort, I'll watch it and talk about it.
We've definitely done Velocipaster.
Velocipaster.
Kind of a big fan. Mike,
We don't doubt that. I'd love to see community recommendations come back. Watching things people recommend is always fun, and perhaps a more fluid way to wrap up the show. Like a segment where y'all cover what's coming up, what y'all are planning on reading, watching, playing, doing, and so on, and possibly then get responses from the community about what they have going on. I love this idea. And I do think we do need to wrap up our endings a little bit better, and I do like the idea. And I've been trying to do that a little bit more. Is like, here's what we're watching this week. Here's what we're doing. But maybe have a graphic on the screen or something that pops up. Like, here are the movies, what times they're going to be on, what channels they're going to be on, all that kind of stuff, what streaming services. So let people know, here's what we're going to be watching. Here's what we're going to be discussing, and give you guys and girls a heads up. So you have 7 days to go and try to watch it as well, so you can talk about it. I really like that idea. And I do like the idea of putting a graphic up on the screen indicating where it's going to be at and stuff. So I'm definitely going to do that. Really, really like that suggestion. Is there anything else you'd like to see in the segment? In particular to video game segments, I would love to see more Switch games and PC games. Well, you're in luck because the new Mario vs. Rabbids comes out in like 2 weeks. Sweet. I plan on streaming that on Friday night. So there's a Switch game that we'll be covering. And I do have a Steam Deck, and I do plan on playing a little bit more PC games. I won't be able to stream them, but at least I'll be able to play them with you guys and girls. And you know what? Phantasmagoria is on Stream Deck, and it works really, really good. I don't know if people still play that shit. I know they just added some new content.
Does. Oh, yeah.
I would be curious to jump into that now that it runs on Steam Deck.
Just want to kind of follow up on a couple things like that these guys are saying out here as we're kind of talking around as well too. Tricky said something. Let's do a watch party in the Discord. We can talk about it on the next B&B after. The only thing I would say that makes that difficult is just everybody's schedules, work and everything. I'm not saying not. I'm saying plan for that, do that, so those that can make it can, and if you can't make it, still know that you're going to watch that movie and talk about it a certain date. So I love where that's going, Trick. Forge says we want to hear the review of the Mortal Kombat film of the month. Remember, because it's degrees of Mortal Kombat. You're right, for sure. The end of the show is the best because you two are usually exhausted and tipsy. Definitely usually exhausted, for sure.
Yeah. Let me see here. We just did that one. All right, moving on to the next one. Do you like the format of the show? I like when the audience is involved. The recent Nick Cage bracket needs to stay a thing. Meme debate is fun. A lot of love for the meme debates. I like the meme debates because, again, it gets the audience involved. And that's why I want to really push the call-ins. I really want to push a lot more of those, the brackets. Anytime we can get people in there to discuss stuff and be a part of the conversation, actually be a part of the results of whatever tournament we're doing or a poll we're doing, I'm all for that. So I'm definitely going to, I think we are actually going to start planning the next bracket. We're going to narrow down with the holidays coming up. I think Christmas might be a part of that discussion. So there's a lot of stuff that we're looking to do there. But call-ins is probably the number one thing.
For the meme debate, that's a good idea, actually.
Call-ins for the meme debate. I do like that, too. Because it's one thing, we can sit there and read the people's comments, but sometimes it'd be nice to cool to get somebody in here to say stuff and then ask them, how did you come to that conclusion?
Yeah, where'd you come to that?
Why did you choose this over these things? So I think call-in during the meme debates would be a really, really good idea. So that's a great, great idea.
Poor Gone in 60 Seconds. You're right, Try North. I know.
Trash. Do you think Dude and Tone have good rapport? Both have good back and forth. I do feel sometimes that when either is passionate about a subject, genuine opinions from the community get blown off as trolling or not valid, and it makes you not want to say stuff during the session. Oh, fuck off. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. No, I actually agree with that, you guys. And I'm glad somebody mentioned that because I go back and listen to every episode. I listen to the audio of it. And I have caught myself many times where sometimes I feel like some people are trolling, which I'm fine with. I don't mind trolling. But I do feel like my response to it, whether they're trolling or not, can be very dismissive. And I don't like that. There's a lot. I am actually my own worst critic. I will sit there and go through and just, I tell it all the time. I didn't fucking like this. I didn't like that I did that. I can tell I'm repeating myself here. I was being a dick there. I need to know that stuff. But I do agree. There are some times where people come in and they share their thoughts, and I don't know it at the moment that I'm doing it. But when I go back and listen to it, I'm just like, oh, God, I sound like a fucking asshole. And even though I am an asshole, I shouldn't be an asshole to anybody who has a difference of opinion. I need to be a little bit more accepting of that. And I agree with that 100%. I should not be doing that. I can't speak for this man. He's out of his mind. He's on it. Dude, I've tried. Can't stop this guy. If you like Mortal Kombat, I can't save you.
All I'm gonna say about it is there's 2 or 3 different things I'm really passionate about. And I know sometimes I come off, but I try not to be like, abrasive about it. I'm just very passionate about how I feel about something on that. So I definitely try to not combat with you guys. Now, I can't say anything about him because he's an abrasive shithead sometimes. And we've got a ticker now somewhere that I've heard about Destiny 2 getting brought up in every topic somehow. So we're keeping count on that.
I'm surprised I'm not in denial.
1,472 now.
Oh, grow up.
I think.
Do you think Tone and I have good rapport? For the most part, the communication is good. I like how there are things they agree on or not agree on. Makes for interesting conversations, but sometimes I do feel if your opinion goes against the opinion of the host, you are sometimes met with slight hostility. I don't think this is on purpose. Sometimes the drinks are flowing a little too good.
Back up.
Well, Tone, maybe you should change your ways. That's the second one now that says we're dickheads.
Fuck you.
Yes. No, I just wanted to put that one there because I noticed it too. And it's something I need to work on. And I understand there's always going to be a difference of opinion. I just need to respond to it better. And that's just part of me growing as a co-host of this show and trying to get better at what I do and being more understanding that there are other perspectives that aren't going to line up with mine, because that's the beauty of that conversation. We can't sit there and push that conversation. And then if somebody says something that either I mistake as trolling or is just something that is so far off from my thoughts on stuff, I have to be respectful of that. And I do apologize if anyone has ever watched and I came across as dismissive on your comments. That's not what I want to do. And it's something I am going to work on a lot because I value you guys' time. I value everybody that comes here and hangs out with us and talks about things. So we appreciate you for that.
Let's see here. The channel points idea Mike's got out there. We need a dick slap button. When you're being a dick, push it and Tone slaps you in a cartoon.
It'd be a 7-hour show if we did that. I would just constantly get
fun
slapped.
Idea though. Fun idea. Our channel points, can we use those when we're not affiliate?
I don't know if we can use those if we're not affiliate.
Yeah,
I think channel points are affiliates only. So
might be. I don't remember. It's been so long.
Pretty sure it is. I'll do some research.
Do some research, piece of shit.
I think playing off each other more would make the stream more engaging. You both are good together, so use that and make more conversational between you both. I agree with that because I do feel like sometimes it's you talk, I talk. You talk, I talk. You share your thoughts, I share my thoughts. We don't intermingle. We don't cross them up. And I don't want to say question each other, but like say, why did you feel about that? Why did you feel that way about this thing where I felt differently about it? And have a civil conversation. I think that goes hand in hand with the whole, like, look, listen to a different perspective and just try to find that common ground. I mean, that's part of being an adult and having a conversation. We can't sit there and be like some people in the country where it's like, hey, I just hate you and you hate me and that's it. We got to be able to have a conversation. So I think that is a really, really good suggestion because I do feel like whenever we do have a conversation, it's genuine and it's fun. And it's a little bit more off the rails. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say improv, but it's just kind of like us just being us. Just two guys who are friends talking about things. And the whole, like, you know, especially when we do reviews, like, you know, I feel like you share your thoughts, I share my thoughts. There's no cross-examination, so to speak. There's no, like, interaction back and forth. And I do think that's something we need to work on because you and I do have different perspective on things. And it's cool that we line them up, like, here's your thoughts and here's my thoughts, but have that mash up a little bit. The bantering and babbling portion is what we need to do.
Oh,
wow. I thought about that. I spent hours
written
writing
in his
it up.
notes, everybody, just so you know.
My notes
fucking
are
lame.
Do topics week over week feel redundant? A little bit at times. We like to see every other week, with the weeks in between, maybe a community play night tone. A bi-weekly show.
Well, that is something we definitely did.
I understand.
For a long time.
I understand the value of that. I understand how that works for some people. And that's cool. And honestly, man, if it meant that we could play more stuff with the community on Wednesdays, I would do it. But I have Fridays available, so I never want to take this show bi-weekly. I want to keep it weekly because I think as we continue to adjust how we cover movies and TV shows and games, there's always going to be room for a show because because, like, look, we covered this TV show, The Impressions. Now we're not going to talk about that show. And I think what we can do to fill those gaps, man, and it's the one thing that I want us to do a little bit better going forward, and I know you agree with me on this one because we talked about it before the show, is, yeah, we do impressions of shows. Yes, we do reviews of shows. We don't do a whole lot of, like, digging into the news. Some of the announcements, some of the things that happen.
Right. Something I think Tricky actually has brought up a few times.
Tricky has brought it up several times because that stuff is informative. There is stuff going on.
Exactly.
Somebody mentioned what happened with Blade. Let's talk about what happened with Blade. They lost their director.
Yeah.
Which everyone thought was like, oh, well, I mean, that's weird because you're a month away from production. Then we find out that the guy playing Mahershala Ali, who's playing Blade, is not happy with the way the MCU is handling this entry in the series. He was not happy with the script. He was not happy that was only two big action
scenes in a Blade film?
Look, dude, I'm cool with the MCU trying to take time to explore a character and build them up. It's fucking Blade. You can't sit there and let the first 3 Blade movies with Wesley Snipes set the precedence of what kind of a badass Blade is, and then reel it all back in and go, hey, this is a character development film. No. It's a Blade film.
Maybe then they should have done a series instead of this. If that's the case, I mean, I don't know. Because the problem is you're gonna get that expectation. You're gonna get that people are gonna compare it.
Yeah.
And it's really not that time anymore. So
it's not like Blade 1 and 2 were bad movies. These were fucking awesome movies. These movies are what are probably two of the reasons why the MCU exists today.
Yeah.
They showed that, look, you can do Marvel movies right now. Look, I ain't going to talk about Blade Trinity because that, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't even exist.
You were earlier. You said it was like your favorite.
Yeah, okay. But now, so at that point, Marsala's not happy. Director left. There's smoke, but there's no fire. Next day, the entire script has been scratched. They're bringing in somebody else to rewrite the entire script. There's your fire. Now you know why the director left. If you have to rewrite the entire script, the director's like, look, dude, I got other movies, other obligations. I have other things I have to do. You're bringing in somebody in to rewrite the entire script? What?
Yeah, well, think about Mahershala because he's got
work he's got to do.
He's got work he's got to do too, so we'll see.
He's an actor who's in demand. So, he's pissed.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, right now, and I'm not saying this is one-to-one with Morbius, but this is Morbius level fucking bullshit going on right now with this movie. Rewrites,
hopefully
delays.
The right people are involved. And they'll write. I'm sure they'll right the ship compared.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in the MCU doing this right.
Yeah. Forge said, in all seriousness, he thinks that the call-ins would fix the issues because it would allow people dissenting to explain themselves and open a discussion. Some good point there.
I agree with that 100% because, look, it's different to have, and I'm not saying, look, I don't have an issue with trolling. Our community has a little bit of trolling, but everyone does it in good fashion.
Right.
They'll troll a little bit, but then they come in and deliver the goods. Mm-hmm. Where if you have somebody call in, they can't run the risk of trolling unless it's somebody who is just calling in. But we're not going to just bring anybody in. We'll have Cuddles sit there in the green room and talk to them and vet them a little bit, figure out what they're going to talk about. But for the most part, I would prefer to have our staples of our community. Mm-hmm. The people who have always been here, who love being a part of the discussion, who love sharing their thoughts and perspective on things. Those are the ones that would be first in line for the call-ins. Mm-hmm. And as we continue to grow, if we're fortunate enough to continue to grow and more people start following and watching, then we can maybe bring a few more people in. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, where's Cuddles? I don't think Cuddles is feeling very well right now. I think is he under the weather? He's just
I believe that's been kind of this week. J Hill, that's the whole point of the bi-weekly thing. Just to go back to that, that's what I was going to say as well too. If we did bi-weekly as a show again, we would have so much content between. It would literally be 4-hour-long shows, and
behind the scenes episode of B&B. Give us 20-minute video set up in the show. And, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Little setup video, all the bullshit we had to do. Yeah,
it's a lot of knee pad usage, but
a lot of fluffing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Do topics week over week feel redundant? It is what it is. It's pop culture. I think longer sessions on something big, Game of Thrones or The Boys, where fans can call in and do theories and discuss would work. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, and I think
that's like Reddit, but call-in version of Reddit, where you deep dives.
Which still kind of goes with everything as well too. We can get folks in here and discuss those topics. We are looking to expand some different options to the channel. Still, there's been a lot of complexities this year for some of us, as well too. Can we get a Tone P cam? Yeah.
I
like
mean,
a POV cam maybe.
It's tied to Patreon.
Right. But we're gonna add some more things hopefully soon. There's no time frame on anything. There's a lot going on with some of us, and but just know that I know we've talked about it all year about how we want to expand on some certain things. Those things have just taken a longer time to come to fruition, but there is still some things that we're thinking about and working on, and that will happen eventually for sure. So
I dig that. All right, now Tell, we're gonna go into this. Is like when I seen your question, I was just like, oh,
when you saw what?
Your final question on the survey. I was like, this is a minefield now, because he was like, hey man, the question was basically, we want some suggestions. When he put down "don't hold back," I was like, oh,
right,
fuck, where's this gonna go?
Right.
Well, let's see where it went.
Certainly, let's see this where it goes.
Any other last comments or suggestions? Don't hold back. I think shorts, YouTube or otherwise, or quick reviews of movies, or a quick look at some game or something would get the engagement and viewership up. Get yourselves out of the comfort zone.
Which kind of goes back to the one earlier as well.
B&B quickies, things like that.
Maybe using the TikToks.
Yes, the TikTok. I know I'm a fan of TikTok because I like food TikTok because I get the best recipes off of TikTok. But this one I really, really liked because, dude, again, I want to get better at doing stuff outside of proper episodes of B&B. B&B quickies, whether, like short reviews or impressions of like I don't want to stream single player games anymore because I want to be immersed, but I think like a first impressions of a single player game, like when Callisto Protocol comes out, like if I'm dive into that, maybe have a quick discussion, 5-minute discussion. What are your thoughts so far on the presentation and the story and like the similarities between this and Dead Space? How do you feel about it? Quick impressions, get it out there, get people's thoughts, get people talking about it. I think that would be really, really cool. I'd really like something like that, especially with movies or TV shows. Things like that, I feel like we could separate from the show. We can still do a quick impressions here, maybe a little bit deeper dive into first impressions, but like a quick early reaction to a game, like first reactions to a game.
Yeah, or even like, clips and things like that. A TikTok guy, Tricky will have your guy get hold of our guys.
I know a TikTok guy. He's a good-looking fellow with a cool beard.
Yeah.
So really, really good, really, really good suggestion there. I like that one a lot. I like this one. Would love to see more polls in chat for engagement. Maybe a watch party every so often. Commentary optional. More community play nights. Longer shows at times. Some sort of background music. I love this. An overlay on stream with all the topics for the night would be helpful too, so people know coming in if they missed something or it's still in the queue. Would also be interested if y'all ever did a mukbang or like taste testing things in your area. Yes, 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 and yes. I would love to get food involved more. I'm serious. Like going to some of these places here, mukbang. If I understand it correct, my wife likes watching these on Facebook. But it's basically people like when they eat food, they eat food and like they have like the audio turned up so you can hear the mashing and stuff. It's mostly like Eastern folks. They're on the eastern side of the world, and they're eating like some wild stuff, like
slurping
wild stuff
and chomping.
Like I don't know if anybody wants to hear me eat a fucking roast beef sandwich, so I'm probably not going to do that. But I do like taste testing. Stream from a Tony's, saw that suggested earlier. I would do that. There is a way we can stream from our phones. It's really easy to do, and we could do like a B&B on the go, where we stream from like Tony's or something. Like we get a steak sandwich. Like, look, here's one of Saginaw's best items. Saginaw steak sandwich, and we can just show
People
them.
do not want to see me molest a Tony's sandwich with my mouth.
I will eat that steak sandwich like your mom. Anyways, no, really, really good suggestion. There's a lot of good stuff and there are things
Josie,
that we could do.
That's a really good analogy. Oh my God. That fucking part in that movie, bro.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. When he's eating the fucking... Oh,
all right, Tone, I need you to take over a second. I got to breathe.
Okay. Well, any other comments or suggestions we got? So don't hold back. So I think more nudity with nipples covered would really heighten the experience. I got a feeling I know what this was. I'd like to see some retro reviews where you review older films like Ice Pirates. Maybe Mystery Science Theater style movie night where B&B hams on cheesy films like Mortal Kombat. That's not too terrible. So some good ideas with that as well too. I think there's some things in there that we could explore for sure. I definitely think that
Is this what you want? Ask, and thou shalt receive. This is what you want, huh? You want this type of entertainment? You want me with no shirt on, nipples covered up? You asked for it. This is what you want. I'm cool with that. I don't mind it. I'm comfortable. If you think this is going to bring in viewership, people are going to dig. I mean, Tony, what do you think, man? This is a hot look? You think this is what B&B needs?
Yeah. Definitely what we needed.
Oh, yeah, man.
Definitely what we needed.
No, Crash. We live in Michigan. I need this sweater, baby.
Bro, he's not even around campfires within like 5 feet.
You still have a sweater on. I sure do. Yeah, man. I'm always warm. I can walk out to the mailbox with no shirt on and I'm warm, man. Especially in the winter. I thought Blondie would be the most disturbing thing on the show. I was wrong. You were way wrong, Josie. But hey, you guys wanted it. Whoever fucking wrote that, they asked for it. There's consequences to
you
your
guys
actions.
Stop the toupee thing.
Banter and Bears.
Banter
oh my
and
god, the
Bears.
chest hair, dude. Can we get? Honestly, I could probably shave all this off and give you a flat top.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, man, that'd be pretty hot. So just be careful what you ask for, and then don't worry, nipples are covered.
Yeah, no TOS break.
Yeah, we good.
By the way,
here.
they're not sticking to the nipples. It's definitely the fur.
Oh, look, I'm drinking and naked. Where's our views? Why are we still at fucking like 3 people?
Right. We're gonna be bottling his bathwater later too. So.
Hey, man. Look, this is what y'all wanted. This is what you got. So,
there you go. Yes,
number 4.
Honestly, I don't have anything extra to say. Maybe more shows at other locations. Hey, there you go. B&B meetups, definitely. More giveaways, just more of the stuff that's usually happening. But truly, I'm grateful for everybody in the community, and I'm grateful to the both of you for putting on consistently a great show. The love and effort you put into it does not go unnoticed. Appreciate that. That'll be my general last comment for the survey. Thank you both for your quotations. Hard work.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
Because
Appreciate
the one
that.
thing that we wanted to do this last summer was to do a B&B meetup. We wanted to get people over here, hang out for drinks. Jay Hill was in town. I know Prime was going to be here. We had other people locally. Tricky would have made it up. It would have been a really, really good time. Crash would have came. I mean, it would have been a blast. I really wanted to do that. And we can still do one. I think Comic-Con might be a good spot to do one, especially if people want to come into town for that and we can all hang out after the fact. I think that'd be a lot of fun. B&B meetups are big, and I do want to do more stuff on location.
Yeah.
You know, I want to get around to some more of these businesses around here. Things have just have been just so busy lately with us in our personal lives and with work. It's tough to get free, but you know, it's on us. Maybe we need to start planning this stuff out in advance just so we can maybe hit it. Instead of talking about, be like, hey, look, man, let's set a date 2 months, 3 months out, clear our calendar, make sure we're good, and let's do that. We definitely want to do more of that. Because we want to hang out with you guys and girls. And we know a lot of you personally. We've known a lot of you for a long time personally. And we want to do a hangout and get together and things like that. But yeah, go do a review of Maple Grill and Hemlock. Oh, it's really good. The Maple Grill is fucking great, Josh. It's really good. I actually went to high school with a guy that runs that place. I think he was a year below me. I could probably talk to him. Make something happen.
The barn is always open. Thank you, Josie. Josie, I don't recall, but I want to say you more Flint area though, right? I don't know for sure.
I think he's somewhere near Trick. Somewhere near Trick.
Yeah, Morley, we definitely would like to, you know, just totally. I know it's hard these days for a lot of people. Oh, nice. Okay, Flushing, even closer. Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah.
I get a vacation re-up in January. Yes, sir. I have 4 hours left of off time, and that is it until January.
Shock.
So, actually, this is the most time I've had ever at this point in the year. So that's pretty fucking dope. But that'll change now that we're back with the office because I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here.
Right.
I'm gonna just burn all through everything in January and February, and then in March I'll be like, what the fuck? It's a problem.
It is a problem.
It's
You're a problem. It is
gross.
a sickness.
But hey, you know, I love my time off and I love being at home. But Tone, before we wrap things up, just a quick reminder: the Tricky's Theater Fright Fest Marathon is going on right now. It's running nonstop till the end of the month. I don't know, Trick, are you running Critters after the show? Or are you just gonna run it late tonight, or just we're gonna rethink Wednesdays? Seriously, man, if I wasn't co-hosting this shit, I would have been like, I'm not watching this show. I'm gonna go watch Critters, man, because Krites, like how those guys call them Krites. Everyone else calls them Critters. But tomorrow night, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Friday night, Puppet Master. Puppet Master is fucking amazing. There's some of the best stop-go animation
Very underrated.
ever.
Very underrated. Big fan of that.
And then he got Freddy Krueger himself on Saturday night, and then American Werewolf in London. on Sunday, and then just nonstop, man. Oh, you ran it already? You ran it during? Oh shit. Okay. Well, fuck, man.
Go fuck yourselves.
No, he's like, he goes. That's why people started popping in late in the show because Critters ended.
Yeah, Critters was ended. Yeah.
Thanks, Trick. Appreciate you putting all these awesome movies out on Wednesday when we're trying to go live. But no, all jokes aside, Trick, thanks again for doing this, man. We really appreciate you, brother, keeping that Tricky's Theater bumping with horror films throughout the month of October. We really appreciate you, man. You're an amazing dude, and you're sexy.
And just a couple quick things here, if you don't mind doing me a quick shout outs here, if you can. I don't know if you got to type them out. I don't think you have to, but Seven Dungeons, as always, for being the pre-show for us, bringing in a few hours prior. He's playing games with the crew over there. Make sure to check him out if you want something to do, kind of for the pre-show.
Campaign number 2?
Campaign number 2 started Monday. Really great start. A whole new setting, a lot of things going on that was really exciting. Check out some of his videos as well too. They're starting to add some more content as well, and then also catch up on the last video that we did 2 weeks ago when we were able to get together as a crew. Fun. And yes, you got to watch or listen to the one shot. Absolute chaos, absolute blast. Had a great time with that as well too. And then as always, if you could too, our good friends over at Tri-North Studios, also Mike the Beard, of course, was with us for that as well too, but Tri-North always supporting us. They do a lot of great things with their channel. They're always putting out content. Please get in there, give Moss some shit, give Mike some shit. They're always live as well too. We love you guys too. We appreciate your support. So a lot of great guys out there, a lot of great people, a lot of great streamers that we get involved. We really appreciate, we definitely appreciate you guys for being involved as well too, and anybody that can. So thank you so much for that as well. As always, don't forget, share us, leave some comments, tell a friend, whatever it might be. If you see us out on social media, we really appreciate those. If you got time to leave a review, especially, that's huge for us as well too, especially if you're on what? Apple iTunes
and Spotify. Those 5-star reviews allow the show to get more exposure the more reviews they have. iTunes, especially written reviews, are fucking awesome. And we've already got a couple on there. Some of y'all have written up some nice reviews. They don't have to be long. They can be a paragraph or less. And I can't stress enough how helpful those are. So if you have an iPhone and you have iTunes, just make sure you go into the podcast app, search out Banter and Babble. Click the 5-star review if you enjoy the show. It's really easy. If you want to write something up, if you're sitting on the shitter and you're like, hey, you know what? These guys aren't so bad. He's fat and hairy. I'm going to write him a nice review. I feel bad for him. That's cool, too. And that's really appreciated. And that gets us a ton of exposure. You guys have no idea how much those reviews, especially, The Descent. There's another movie that got some really good jump scares. There are some fucking horrific scenes in The Descent. So as soon as the show ends, go over to the Tricky's Theater, watch The Descent. It's fucking awesome. It's really, really good. You guys should link during the show.
Our link tree does rotate during the show.
Yeah, it does. It rotates.
Our link tree should have the Apple. Does it have the Apple iTunes link in there as well too?
iTunes is in there, and so is Spotify.
So everything's in there as well too. So yeah, it does. Just watch for the link tree. I don't know if we can. Do we have the? I don't know if we can.
I can do the individual stuff. I can do it.
I don't know if we can. I don't know. I should double check to make sure we can get the command up there too for Linktree. I don't know if it is one, but
I thought I saw it on there.
Good idea either way. ! Link. It'd be in the stream element side of it, but it does rotate through for the Linktree. But and then as always, as a reminder, we are building right now for March for the Midland Mall Comic-Con. A lot of things going on. Paul over at Fets is super fucking busy right now. He is partnering with so many people locally, putting on so many events. It's crazy. So we are actually, dude's going to find out about this now, but once we get some audio figured out, we are going to actually put together a small, 30-second some trailer. That way he's got something that Banter and Babble's put together, talking about the Midland Mall Comic-Con that he can easily access and share all over, that we can also share as well too. So we're going to put together a trailer for him. So surprise, by the way, but
great.
Figure we'd get that ready for him as well too, because we're really excited as well. And hopefully some of you guys can make it up as well too.
It's going to be hyped, dude. It's going to be a big show.
Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, I think that's all the little stuff. What's going on for next week? What are we talking about? What are we doing?
Oh, dude, we have a big show next week. It's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to have Hellraiser.
Yep.
Hellraiser comes out this week. Bullet Train. I'm going to watch Bullet Train.
I'll watch that this
weekend. See if we can get some Bullet Train in. With Brad Pitt. We've been meaning to watch that. Obviously, we're going to talk about Chucky.
Yep.
If we're able to get into Overwatch 2, we're definitely going to talk about that. So that will be streaming that on Friday night. If you want to play, just download it. It's free to play on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's cross-play. Let's get in there. Let's see what it's all about and see if it's as good as the first one. My understanding is it feels and plays just like the first one with some additional changes to it. Hey, if it's not broke, you don't got to do much to fix it. Add more content. Have a fucking awesome what's a road map? It's like a road maps for them. Werewolf by Night is out now. Werewolf by Night is out Friday as well. What is that? What
new season of My Hero Academia is out too already. Josie, that's a good reminder for me too.
Oh,
Thank
shit. You guys, we got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff coming out. Crash, what is Werewolf by Night? Is that a show or is it a movie?
Plus Ultra.
Who?
Nothing.
Oh. I need to know if that's
Josie.
a movie. I'll try to squeeze it in.
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night. I don't know what that is, Crash.
Oh, that bullet train getting pushed back
That's
again.
the Marvel Halloween special. Ooh.
Oh.
Where's that at? Is it, I'm assuming Disney?
It's probably on YouTube, not D+.
Hey, if Werewolf by Night is coming out on Friday, I'm going to try to fucking watch it. I don't know where to watch it or what it is. How the hell have neither of you heard of the trailer dropped at D20? We didn't even run the trailer, did we? I don't think we ran the trailer.
No. Wait, is that the black and white one?
Crash, that's why we got you here. That's why you're here, Crash, to fucking fill us in. Directed by Michael Ganch. Oh, man. Didn't we watch the trailer? No, we have not ran the trailer. I would know if we watched the trailer for something called Werewolf by Night.
it is black. Okay, yeah. I'm definitely okay. Yep,
movie or series?
No, I know. I think it's just a movie, right? Just a movie.
Man Thing is in and everything.
Exactly. Man Thing. Yeah.
Okay, hey, look, let's watch it.
Yeah.
We'll watch. We're gonna watch Werewolf by. Let's scrap Bullet Train unless you want to get it in.
Well, yeah. Let's do that. Hey, there's the link tree, by the way. Forge link tree.
Yeah, right there. Right there. Just popped in the chat. Link tree.
I definitely think that we may have to talk about that instead of getting into the Bullet Train.
Okay, there we go. Werewolf. What is it? Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Werewolf. Okay, so Werewolf by Night, Chucky, Hellraiser. It's gonna be horror themed next week. We'll talk a little Overwatch too, and whatever the fuck else drops between now and then in terms of trailers and breaking news in the video game world, movie world, or TV shows. Whatever happens, we'll talk about it next Wednesday.
Maybe we'll find out why Hideo Kojima was with Sony Interactive Entertainment.
No, is it Death Stranding 2 or is it something else?
It's something else. I got a feeling.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see what's going on.
See.
Dude, there was rumors that we were supposed to get a showcase tomorrow, but nothing came to fruition, so we still don't have a PlayStation showcase, which is now over a month from when they normally do a showcase. Are we even getting one this year, or are they going to wait till the Game Awards? I mean, who knows what Sony's doing. They're being very sneaky, very coy.
Something's going on over there.
That's how they do it.
Keeping the cards close to the chest.
As they should. All right, Tone. That's going to do it for us tonight, guys and gals. We appreciate it. Remember, Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be live either with Overwatch 2 or if the servers are still fucking trash, who fucking knows? We're going to play something. I'm going to stream something Friday night. Maybe it's Inscription. That's an awesome little indie game that y'all should see. It's a card game. It is really, really good. If not, we'll play something else. But we're going to be playing something. Play Predator again. Oh, Predator Hunting Grounds. It's been a minute since we played that. How do you like Predator Hunting Grounds, Stone?
I love that game. I just won't be available Friday, unfortunately.
Oh, he's not going to be available Friday. You know what? Hey, if some of you guys have Predator Hunting Grounds, I'll play it. But I would rather play it with people than play with just randoms. So it's up to y'all. If you want to download Overwatch 2, it's free to play. Go on your PlayStation, go on your Xbox PC, download it. We're going to play it on Friday night. We're just going to fuck around. We're not going for wins. We're just going to have a good time. For Fanboytone, I'm TheDude79. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in tonight. I hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll see you Friday night. Oh, it's free, J-Hill. Just go on your PlayStation Store, search out Overwatch 2, and download that shit. It's a hero shooter. It is really, really fucking fun. Really fun. Have a great night, everybody. If you can't make it Friday night, we'll see you next Wednesday. Lots to talk about. Good night. Love you.
Love you.